fresh Gulf fish and shrimp, and rich Ora King salmon. So yeah, Stab's Prime Steak and Seafood. Jefferson Highway across from Palermo Ristorante. Tell Leo that Kevin sent you. And don't forget, there ain't no cake in that crab cake. Come and see us.
If you're looking for some time away, but you don't want to go too far, the Cook Hotel at LSU is just what you've been searching for. Book your getaway today and enjoy a beautiful escape in any of their luxurious guest rooms or suites overlooking the gorgeous LSU lakes. Whether you're here to shop or stay, the Cook Hotel at LSU is where you can find it all. Stay for the weekend, come by, grab lunch, or shop at their alumni gift shop. Visit thecookhotel.com to book your stay today. That's thecookhotel.com.
Looking for the right job with the right company? TRICARE Automotive is hiring, and if you apply today, you can have weekends off as your signing bonus. Join our team at TRICAREAutomotive.com now. That's right, weekends off.
Janny King, the king of clean, delivers reliable, high-quality commercial cleaning services through a proven franchise model that empowers local business owners. Janny King's franchise owners receive the training, support, and resources needed to succeed, while clients benefit from tailored cleaning solutions backed by a global brand. Janny King ensures consistent results, trust, and success for everyone we serve. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and find out how we can help you. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
The government can be messy. That's why I'm focused on helping you. I'm Congresswoman Julia Letlow, proudly representing Louisiana's capital region. You may be having issues with the IRS, the VA, or Social Security. If so, I'm at your service. Because that's what representation is all about, cutting through red tape to get results. If you're having issues with a federal agency, please reach out to me at letlow.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Ever ask a friend questions about their new pool and they don't know the answers? That means one thing. They didn't use Duplessis Builders. Duplessis Builders has a showroom, personal consultations, and they've literally written the book on building pools. That book is available for you to download for free at DuplessisBuilders.net. Every question, option, what to ask potential pool builders, everything you need to know about building your dream pool and more is at DuplessisBuilders.net. Click the tab Our Book. That's DuplessisBuilders.net.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, June 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 88. In today's show, we'll recap LSU baseball's regional victory over the Little Rock Trojans. We'll have Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered on at 7:30. At 8 o'clock, former LSU running back Kevin Faulk and Pikey Kelly, Brian Kelly's wife, will stop by our studio. And Nick Underhill at 9 a.m. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Our number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB. See, they don't know anything about that part.
The Yo's. They don't know. That used to be your Hanging with Hester.
Yeah.
But no.
Hey, you know what? Actually, we used to have to make everybody in the room do it. We'll get there.
Y'all want to do it?
So like we say it too?
Like it's like I
at
started.
the same time?
He goes.
Okay, let's
you
do
go.
it.
What's that?
Yo!
Yo!
Hey, there you go. That's not bad for the first time.
Pretty good.
OTB 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge here on this Tuesday morning. And my goodness, thank God the Tigers won.
God.
Makes it a lot better to come in here today. Flynn, Alondra, Tay, Jake, we're all here.
I was dreading it about halfway through that game.
God.
I was dreading the second inning.
Day 2.
5-1. I'm like, man, there's nothing
There were
worse.
bobbling balls everywhere.
It looked bad.
Man.
We just saw Ole Miss lose to Murray State, and I'm like, I want to make fun of them so bad.
Yeah.
But I can't until we win, and then it's too late to make fun of them. But I'm glad that LSU was victorious because it would have been a pretty tough show to come in here after losing to Little Rock, who fought like hell. Credit to them, tip of the cap, respect. That was a team that did like everything they possibly could to get a victory and go to a super regional. But LSU finds a way and wins 10-6.
Yeah, look, I was watching this game, and admittedly, you guys know, hadn't followed much of the baseball until this beautiful job. But I've been locked in, and I was sitting there watching the game, yelling at the kids to come watch it with me, all this stuff, and they're losing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, day 2. Like I'm already talked out for the week. I've done 1 3-hour show.
Yeah, and
you're
like,
out, right?
Yeah.
We're going into Tuesday.
Oh, just wait.
I'm like, oh Lordy. Like I don't think I'm ready for like a depressed LSU just got eliminated by Little Rock show.
Yeah.
It would have been, and look, that is one of the more difficult parts of this job is when something like that happens and you're like, oh my God, that's going to bring the vibe down. It's going to be just a morgue.
And then you're in the off season.
Yeah, true.
So,
and then you're gone fishing.
Right.
Yeah, and I know we'll get into like a lot of the details of the game and talk about it, but man, what a turnaround. And I told Taylor when I walked in this morning, what a difference just one dude can make on a team's morale, energy levels, like bringing the juice. The team looked dead. Yeah. They looked asleep. They were making some decent plays here and there. They had the home run early, but like there was just no juice. I didn't see any juice playing. And then this little dude, this freshman, runs out on the mound and super hyperactive pitching motion.
Yeah,
a wind up.
Ben said herky jerky.
And just talking and celebrating, and all of a sudden, I could feel it in my house watching the game. I was like, oh my gosh, what a breath of fresh air this dude is. And then everyone just feeds off of it. It happens all the time. You see it sometimes when like a backup QB comes in.
What you know about that?
A little bit, I guess. Well, you just see it in sports all the time. The difference one dude with a lot of energy, confidence, talking that ish can do.
Yeah.
To bring up everybody.
Because
they just looked like stale, man. They looked stale. They looked dead. They looked tired, asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Little Rock didn't.
No, they did not.
Like, they looked like the scrappy little team that was there with nothing to lose.
Yeah.
LSU just looked like they were like holding on. They wanted Little Rock to lose the game, basically.
Right. Yeah, and then once they figured out, they're not going to
They're not going to do that.
We got to do something.
That center fielder needed to relax. He needed to like just take a chill pill.
Center fielder, you were fast,
man.
you were athletic, you were getting to those balls, you were getting great jumps. Man, you didn't need to jump.
Yeah, but
no, those
look how good the catch was.
You're not getting on SE top 10.
That's exactly what I
told
told Katie last night. I was like, man, he doesn't need to jump. She's like, those are great plays. I was like, yeah, they are. But he's trying to get on SportsCenter top.
You can't get on it if you don't jump. I get it.
I remember doing that as a kid. Like you're playing catch or you're in practice or something. And like you can get to this pop up, but I'm gonna wait a couple seconds before I start my run a little bit because I want to get a little dive in, I want to get a little backhand, a little side action.
Yeah,
good for you.
It was.
I feel like you could kind of see it start to turn for the Tigers a little bit, and I kind of saw it too, where it was like, okay, you're facing a midweek team. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
There's a point where he had like 2 straight walks. I think he walked Curiel with like 4 straight balls.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is a pitcher that you've seen before.
Right.
Like you've seen this guy in the midweek. You've seen this team. And they were literally the only team in the tournament that had a losing record. So I just feel like Sunday was just that wasn't the team that LSU is. And the beginning of the game yesterday wasn't either. And they needed Case and Evans to come in, fire them up, and get it together. It was, that game had me about to go into cardiac arrest.
Yes, it did. And let's go ahead and kind of get this thing started. And that is going to be brought to you by GoFlow IV. You can go to GoFlowIV.com because summer is here and this Louisiana heat is no joke. You can cope with the summer weather by visiting GoFlow IV Spa. GoFlow is Baton Rouge's premier medical spa specializing in IV hydration treatments with vitamin infusion. Stop in at GoFlow IV Spa and see how good being hydrated feels. Right on Jefferson, near Bocage. Book your appointment today. Visit GoFlow IV Spa on Facebook to learn more. We got to talk about
that place rocks, by the way.
Well, I
know. Well, I'm not. You got to know when it comes to hydration. I'm not just some guy. You know what I mean?
About to say you're kind of an expert in hydration.
Kind of like self-proclaimed king of hydration over here.
You have put that on a business card before.
Yeah. Well, no, it's on the signature of my email.
And you typed it out.
Yeah. So just for like regular hydration.
Nobody else did.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Feeling a little under the weather. Had a couple too many pops the night before. Anything like that, dude. GoFlow. Check them out.
Yeah, very excited to have them on Team OTB. Again, GoFlowIV.com. I'll say this, like as we get really diving into the game, the thing for me is what we talked about yesterday. And look, I gave Scone his credit because he did nail that Zach Cowan was going to start that game. That was not the decision that we thought in this room. We thought it was going to be Case and Evans, and then Zach Cowan would come into the game because of all the reasons we talked about. I mean, Zach Cowan is somebody that has not started a baseball game this year. Last year, he was great. He had big moments, and the stage being big is not new to him. Like, he's done that many times in his career. But we talked about it. Like, when you haven't done something in a long time, a full year of baseball, and you haven't gone out there and been the guy to throw the first pitch, man, baseball is so mental. And there's so many little things that can go wrong, and you knew immediately that Zach Cowan didn't have his best stuff. And if we're being honest with ourselves, he hasn't had his best stuff in a long time. And so, like, that's why here in this room, we're like, okay, well, it's going to be Case and Evans, and then you're going to try to get to Zach Cowan. And luckily for LSU, they didn't get too far behind before Evans could come in and do what he did.
Yeah, and I think about the decision. Again, I'm kind of, a little bit late to the party on learning all these names and the pedigrees and their history and what they've done. But I kind of understand the decision from just a mental aspect. You're playing your fourth game in 4 days. You really, this first time all season you've done that. So like you have to learn. You're learning about your bullpen. You're learning about your pitchers as you go in this Game 4 elimination game against a team you're supposed to beat. All the pressure on the world's on you. There's no pressure on the guys in the other jersey. So I kind of understand from like a middle standpoint, you going with the pitcher that has a little bit more experience. Like you would think that he could step on the mound and have the better chance, I guess. I mean, of it not being too big. You could make that argument.
You can make that argument for sure. It was just him not starting a game in over a year, and your first start. And sometimes that happens in regionals and super regionals. It's like, man, this guy's pitched 15 innings all year, hadn't started a game. But this was somebody that's been in a lot of big moments, but they were all like in the 7th and 8th and 9th inning. And so it was a decision. And again, you could split hairs. I would have, assumed Case and Evans would have gotten the start. Zach Cowan gets the ball, and again, you blinked and it was 5-1.
Yeah.
And luckily you had Case and Evans.
Well, look,
that could come in and do what he did.
Maybe Jay's like playing chess and we're all playing checkers in our analysis of this. Maybe he knows that Kaysen was going to come off the bench and be able to come off the bench better than anybody else could.
I think this is.
And he went to him quick, too.
Yeah.
Well,
eight straight strikeouts is proof of why he should have.
Maybe he's a better reliever than he is a starter.
Yeah.
Cowan got credit for like all 5 runs because they were on base when Evans came in, but it was 3-0. I mean, it was 3-1 at that point. He had given up 3 runs and he pulled him. But look, Jay knows more about baseball than all of us in this room combined. There's no question about it.
That's safe to say.
I don't think so.
I think this was trying to be the smartest guy in the room, trying to change it up. Like I get that he was a starter at Wofford. He was a really good starter. I understand that.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You started a guy in a must-win game that hasn't started all year. Period. That's it. And I think if Jay's honest about it and you went and asked him, he would say, yep, boneheaded move by me. I screwed that up. I almost cost my team the game.
I don't know that he'd go that far.
Yeah.
I don't know that he'd go that far. I think he would just say,
We
for
tried
the
it.
reasons that Matt just laid out.
I get it.
Here's why I went with him instead of the true freshman. And I had two pitchers that I knew these two guys are going to either get us to the supers or we're going to go home with these two guys. And he went with a guy with the more experience. I'm saying, like, for me, I would have started Casey Evans just because he at least has started those games. He started against Tennessee in the box,
but also,
right?
like, he started against Tennessee. Like, that was the biggest regular season series that we had in the box. And to me, it's like he's been getting touched up, and we all knew this. Casey Evans went out there and threw 8 straight strikeouts. I mean,
what they showed it was the graphic last night. It was like Cowan's first like 7 appearances, he gave up 3 runs.
Yeah.
His last 6 appearances, he had given up 8 runs.
Yeah.
So like you could kind of see it, and that was before the game even started. It was like, here's your starting pitcher, here's his ERA, here's what he's done recently.
Did anybody get PTSD when Anthony Ionson's going in there and he's warming up and you're like, oh, Gates jump?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah.
It was giving me like war flashbacks.
But actually, I didn't hate that
No,
decision.
I don't hate it at all.
I didn't hate it
last year. It just didn't work out.
As soon as Casey Evans was doing what he was doing, I said, oh, Anthony Ionson's closing this game.
Yeah.
Like if you can go
Because there's nobody else that I'm trusting right now. And Cade can't come in because he pitched on Saturday.
Right.
Anthony Ionson, now he went 7 innings, but it was with ease, right, and on Friday. So he's going to be available to come back in. Then as soon as like 2 minutes later, the TV cuts, he's going to the bullpen. That was the only guy that could close that game. But it's just because Gates jumped, and who didn't pitch bad when he came in against North Carolina, but he did get the loss last year. It's like, oh, boy.
Were you up by 1 when Jump came in last year? I think it was the exact same.
So, yeah.
I think it was the exact same. You had a 1-run lead.
Right, Matt?
Oh, my, yeah. That's what I was actually about to stop y'all. Throw some stats out from last year.
Dialed in.
But you know what? You know what's amazing about sports? It's like you can be a great coach, you can be a great player, but at the end of the day, it comes down to good fortune, good preparation, things going your way a little bit, and then just for a good coach, preparing them. But then the players got to do what they do.
Yeah.
So Jay makes this decision, and we all agree that we wouldn't have made the same decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but guess what? He only has to answer like one question at the press conference and then never think about that decision again.
Yeah.
We talk about this for one segment and then we move on.
Yeah.
Because they won the game.
Right.
Instead of us talking about it until next January, right?
Oof.
That would have been brutal.
This is going to hurt for like a while.
If we would have lost, we would have opened the show playing Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Darkness, my old friend.
Right. It would have been not just for us, but like in the country, a really like huge upset.
It would have been one of the biggest in the last 15, 20
Right.
years.
Yeah.
So her point, like last year you lost to North Carolina. Like
In
no
their
offense to Little
regional.
Rock.
Yeah.
This is Little Rock. And then me and Matt were talking about it before the show. Like 2 things are wild this weekend. First, 9 SEC teams got eliminated in regionals. That is wild. Also, the teams that won. Murray State won. Wright State won. I mean, this was kind of the year. Like, if this was going to happen to you at the box, this was the year. You kind of felt it at the second inning. You're like, oh.
That's why I was telling people over on Off Campus, we had some people like that were chiming in, like, that maybe aren't the biggest college baseball fans. They're like, hey, is this like a 16 beating a 1 in basketball? It's like, no, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. You had 4 do it on Friday. How many 16s have beaten 1s? 1? Like when Virginia went down? So that's happened once ever. This happened 4 times on Friday.
Yeah.
So that's not the same. And you had some baseball teams. Look, I mean, UTSA has beaten Texas now 3 times and knocked them out.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what baseball is.
Crazy.
They're kryptonite.
Yep.
Well, if it had gone different, what would we just move on to football segment 2?
We just like wing it for like 2 months.
No, man. Today would have been like just post-mortem, just let her rip.
Let her rip.
I mean,
but no, we went out there.
Who's leaving? Who's coming back? That's
so. Here's my question. Let's start thinking about the head coach for Little Rock. Where's he coaching next year?
Oh, he'll get a job.
Oh yeah, There's no doubt.
He'll get a
There's
job.
no doubt. I mean, his interviews were great.
Yeah.
He came off really good on
Virginia
the
needs
on
a
the
coach.
coverage.
Or did they get somebody after?
I think O'Connor obviously left and went to Mississippi State. That's going to be one of those jobs. It's like
I love a coaching carousel.
It's not certainly
good.
like, even though
It's good
UVA has
reality
won.
TV.
Oh, it's perfect.
I love it.
Even though UVA has won national championship, like that's a place that over the last 5 years is not able to keep up with the ones that want to keep up.
Yeah.
The SEC schools, the other ACC schools that care more about college baseball, your Oregon State, your Oregons, but it's still a really good job. And so, UVA is going to get a good coach. I just don't know if it's going to be like, you're not going to steal somebody from the SEC. It's going to be somebody that's either young and has earned the right to see if he can step up to that, or maybe a lateral move. So,
Little Rock coach.
Good.
I'm a big fan of the guy. Take a little scrappy bunch.
Yeah.
Look the Tiger in the eye.
He did.
Punched him in the face a few times.
He did. That happened as well. So, look, a ton to get to. Obviously, like we've mentioned it already, like Ole Miss lost to Murray State. We got to make sure that we highlight that for sure. Ben Mintz, I hope you're listening. You bum. You lost.
You bum. Mintz, good trash.
Well, yeah, T-Bob probably letting him know just what he thinks in Chicago, so don't worry. Ben Mintz is getting his. When we come back, though, let's break it all down. What happened across the country? Ethan Fry, somebody we got to talk about. Like, he might deserve his own segment today. We've got all that coming back your way when we jump back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com is the website to sign up for residential trash pickup, commercial trash service. Right there on the bottom of the website, you can get that done if you are one of the lucky ones to be able to have Trash Rangers pick up your trash. In the bottom right corner, it is the roll-off dumpsters. We tell you there's 3 different sizes to choose from. So depending on the size of your job, at your home, at your business, they're going to make sure that you have the right size on your project. And also, like, holidays, man, they are so good. Memorial Day, right? They still picked up the trash, and they let you know exactly what the schedule is going to be a week ahead of time. And also, if you're lucky enough to have your trash picked up by them, you get a text message reminder that helps you, that helps me, because I forget the trash all the time.
Yeah, sign up for residential services, commercial services, roll-off dumpster. There's nearly 20,000 customer service weekly. Go to trashrangersllc.com, 225-363-9053.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way.
Every night and day, I'm addicted, wanna jump inside your love. I wouldn't wanna have it any other way. I'm addicted and I just can't get enough.
I just can't get enough. From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Let this eat.
I don't know, bro.
This is
a legend. Players to slappies.
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was listening to Fergie, voice of an angel.
Unless she's singing the national anthem at an NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, that was bad.
Memorable.
It's a great song, though.
Absolutely.
I just love when they were panning out all the players and they were trying so hard not to laugh while she was doing that.
Draymond Green actually has the funniest reaction to that. I think he's the first one to crack.
There's just some songs that you can't do too much.
Yeah, she did
right.
way too much.
Far too much. She went 7 miles past too much.
They were like, hey, can you do this like 4 out of 10? She's like 12, got it.
And if you're going to do it different, you got to be known for being like a different type of artist already.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, James Taylor has done the national anthem.
But like
Chris
Fergie,
Stapleton's done it.
Fergie, you're known of having great pipes.
Yeah.
Just like have great pipes.
Have great pipes.
Like, there's some moments in that song where you can show it off.
That's right.
She
tried to show it all.
Right, yeah.
Tried to do it like sultry. I'm like, the national anthem's just not the song for that.
Yeah. What does Dale tell Brennan? Like, I can't even look at you right now.
Yeah.
You sound like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
Yeah. That was a compliment.
It was a huge compliment.
Big compliment, but not when you're doing extra.
Nah.
Just sing it. Francis Scott Key.
Yeah.
Wrote a banger. Sing it.
Yeah. But coming back to it, that song.
That was
a good one.
Good song.
That was a good one. All right, we got to talk about kind of the offense for LSU baseball, what it was looking like it was going to be, and what it ended up being. We can't say enough about Ethan Fry and what he did. 4 for 4, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, was all over the base path yesterday, last night. He has now become the guy. And if y'all have somebody different, please tell me. I don't trust any other player more than I trust him when he's in the batter's box right now. And for as much as we want to wonder and speculate maybe why Zach Cowan started the game on the mound, that decision, which again, you can certainly find a case and make a case for it. I get it. How about the lineup changes?
Yeah.
Jay needs a big attaboy on that because he moves Ethan Fry to the 2-hole, Stephen Milam to the 3-hole. You move Bear Jones back to the 6-hole, and all of that worked. If Ethan Fry's not in the 2-hole last night, you do not win that baseball game. You don't win.
Yeah.
You can't come in here. You can't call the show. You can't hit me up on social media and give me a path for LSU to win that game if Ethan Fry is not hitting 2 behind Curiel.
Yeah, that dude, I mean, he just stepped up to the plate, and it just looked and felt different when he was in the batter's box, right? He's a large person.
Huge.
Just hits the hell out of the ball. Y'all can speak more on the lineup changes and the ins and outs and the details about it. But what I noticed watching the game yesterday is from 1 through 9, LSU's lineup, to me, in the second half of the game, made the biggest adjustment and one thing that made the difference in the game, which was adjusting to a tight strike zone. Mm-hmm. They made him throw it right over the middle because I couldn't believe how tight the strike zone was. I was like, looked like a strike to me.
I mean, it was both teams.
It was both.
It was both. And I feel like I saw that on most of the games that I was watching.
I mean, Little Rock would be
Super tight.
pitching, and I was like, that's a strike.
Right.
That's a strike.
Absolutely.
We got bailed out a lot.
I was saying the same thing. Even one of the pitchers for Little Rock told the ump that as well when he was getting pulled.
He did.
Couple other words.
He said a couple other ones.
Little Rock didn't make as disciplined of an adjustment to me. They were swinging at more outside the strike zone. There was only a couple of at-bats where for LSU that I saw.
Yeah.
That I was like, don't swing at it, don't swing at it. But Little Rock was doing it more.
Bear had some of those before he hit the massive tank.
He did, but
Curiel's like, I mean, I loved it. Like the pitch would be up, out. Yeah.
How many walks? How many walks did LSU
that
have?
Drake meme where he's like
how many did
did Little Rock throw?
How many what?
Walks? How many times did we walk?
They had 4, 6, 7, 8.
They had 8. LSU had 5.
Yeah, to me that was just the difference in the game, and I felt like most of those walks were coming in the back half of the game.
To your point, it's actually it's a good take that LSU did have the better takes. They figured out the zone quicker than Little Rock did.
Yeah.
And once you figure it out as a hitter, like some of these pitches you might, if you know that the umpire is, expanded his zone, you're going to say, well, I got to protect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at every level of baseball.
For sure.
Every level. I mean, 8U kid pitch baseball, right? We tell the kids, like, as soon as he calls that one that's in the other batter's box, hey, he's calling that. Yeah. You got to protect.
It looked like, to me, that there was a couple of times, many times probably, that batters for LSU were 100% taking on 2-0.
Yeah.
And sometimes 0-0, right? They were just 100% taking. Make him throw it.
Definitely 3-1. There was a ton.
A lot of
So you could
takes.
tell, okay, this was a straight take.
It was take and do not, because there was, who was it? I think it was
Braswell had one that was
Brazzy that was right down the middle.
I
and
mean,
he,
85 miles per hour, 3-1.
Yep.
Right? He took it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
God.
I think it was
And then-
Braswell that I was thinking of. Where,
Oh, I knew. I know how you watch baseball. It was Braswell. Yes, without question, it was. But what about Hernandez too?
bro.
2 homers.
I mean, the first one, how quickly he pulled his hands inside of that baseball.
Yeah.
Man, and that was just like, that was the moment more than any you had in the game. Like you had,
felt
like
it.
you had to have it in that moment because you're wondering, is LSU going to tie this thing up? Because if they tie it up, they'll win it. But they got to tie it up right now. And I thought there was no chance that baseball was staying fair just because of how far inside he had to bring his hands. I'm like, man, there's just no chance. But he knew it. See, we didn't get that angle on the first TV, on the broadcast of him looking at the dugout and celebrating. It's trying to track the ball. So we didn't know it. I thought for sure it was going foul. But that was the moment. Like, once you tied it up, you were going to win it. And it sounds weird, but it's like, are you going to be able to tie it up at any point?
No, and then, they jump ahead 7-5 because he had another home run. And then bottom of the 8th, dude, like they cut it 7-6. I'm like, LSU might be out of gas. Like, what happens if Ianson doesn't have it?
Yeah.
Then they get 3 more in the 9th. Like, you get a home run by Bear. You get a home run by Fry. It's like to your point, that one home run by Luis Hernandez, like, changed everything.
Well, yes, because it's like, are you going to tie it up? Because in the 3rd, we left the bases loaded again, and that was about to, like,
that was right after
drive
Murray
me
State
insane.
won, too.
Was it?
Yeah,
God,
it was.
and
Man,
I was like,
oh my gosh,
no.
I about threw my remote at the TV whenever I saw them leave the bases loaded
I said
again.
some sweet nothings to my TV.
Yeah. I'm like, again.
God.
And then Ethan Fry hits that double, I think in the 4th, next
next
inning. And I was like, okay, we got something. We're working with something. And then I'm like, just tie
You know what I was thinking about when Ethan walks up with the bases loaded in the 4th was the show yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
When you said, if the bases are loaded, I don't even need you to hit a home run in the 4th inning with the bases loaded. And I was like, he walked up to bat. I was like, boy, hit you a dinger.
I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, prove
right
Alonzo wrong. She's going to love this Grand
he
Slam.
proved me right.
It was perfect.
He proved me right.
He did prove you right.
Right in the gap. You knew it as soon as it left the bat, and you knew who was on the bases for you. It's like, I'm curious.
Yeah, Stanny.
He's scoring.
Like, without question.
Yeah, Stanfield's there, Curiel's there. You're
Yeah,
like, both those
like,
guys.
Curiel's got this.
And, like, Fry, for how big he is,
Oh, he
got
can
some
move.
He can
wheels.
move.
Like,
Like,
he
he
was
can move. He can
moving
as an
that
outfielder.
inside,
Like, he can
that
move.
inside the park home run he
Yeah.
had. Like,
Yeah. His when you look at his perfect game profile, his position is like catcher, third, left field, right field. Like
utility,
he
bro.
played a
Yeah.
ton.
Built different.
I mean, actually,
Built
like
different.
literally built so different.
Mostly
He's
like
like a
as a
creative
catcher.
player.
I mean,
Also,
that,
pretty good dual threat QB at Rose Pine.
there was no doubt that somebody that looks like that lives in Rose Pine, small town, he probably played whatever he wanted.
But he was probably really good at basketball.
I
too.
bet he was
He's
like
what, 6'3"?
I bet he was like the
he
three on
probably-
the basketball
Yeah,
team.
he was probably really good there as well.
No
Can you imagine having to tackle or like try to sack Ethan Fry?
Can
Like
I?
trying to
Yes.
sack me, probably.
I can. Yeah, I've seen some large humans out there, but no, not in probably like
can't.
what's Rose Pine 1A.
1A, 2 at most.
I don't even know where Rose Pine is.
Yeah, what are y'all talking
Did you just
about?
get country when you said
Oh,
that?
I don't know where
I've
it
never
is.
heard you speak with a country accent. I don't even
I
know
had
where
to
Rose
with Rose
Pine
Pine.
is.
I had to with Rose Pine. I don't know where that's
There's
at.
no doubt. All right. We are long for a break. We'll go ahead and take that. When we come back, Chris Phillips, let's see if our guy's awake. SEC Unfiltered joins us to break it all down, and we'll do it right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to boudreauxelectrical.com. Boudreauxelectrical.com is the website, and we've been telling you over the last couple of months as we've been partners with Boudreaux's, there's never a good time for your power to go out and you not to have a plan, but certainly right now, I would say it's the worst time. If your power goes out and you don't have a whole home generator to kick right on when it happens, you're going to be in the hot box. It is going to be hotter than hot, and it is not going to be something that you can stand. It's not going to be fun. You're probably going to have to go find a hotel to check into because you can't sit there with no AC in South Louisiana. But if you've got a whole home generator from Boudreaux's, you have the ultimate peace of mind.
Yeah, and you can go on their website at boudreauxelectrical.com and request a free generate quote. I got a generator 2 years ago, and it was about 2 years too late. So that's all we're talking about right now. Stay cool in this Louisiana heat. boudreauxelectrical.com, 985-397-1562.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, Our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioneer Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge. And now we're going to go to the phone lines. Chris Phillips, SEC Unfiltered, joins us now to break it all down. What happened on the diamond over the weekend? Chris, always a pleasure, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Jacob, what's going on, man? I'm doing well. Appreciate you having me on. I'm looking at this as kind of like my redemption visit with you on the show. So after last week, I can confirm, in case you were wondering, it is a lot easier to wake up and show and go for a radio appearance after you're not out on the town until about 3:30 or 4 in the morning. So listen, we're learning as we go, making adjustments, kind of like the LSU baseball team.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Feels good to be here, man. Appreciate it.
Look, as I told you that day, that is not a big deal at all. As long as I've been doing a morning show, I know that happens. And the fact that I know you were out on Broadway having a good time, and that's the reason, that makes it all worth it, right? I mean, if it would have just been like a normal, like, yeah, man, I went to bed at 10 and I thought I set my alarm, like, okay. But at least you got it in. Like, that's all that matters. Like, you had a night, one that you probably are going to remember for a little bit, and it makes it all worth it.
Exactly. If anybody can understand, man, it's you. So I really appreciate it, brother. But, yeah, last night, I would say this. The only thing maybe more dramatic than a night out on Broadway is this LSU team at times. But glad to be talking about them, going to the Supers, and what a weekend, man. It was a crazy, crazy weekend on the diamond across the league.
And, I mean, it certainly was. And we'll start with LSU. And you and I were talking. I'm like, man, and you were going to come on regardless, which we appreciate. But I was like, man, it's going to be a whole lot cooler if LSU pulls this off. The vibe's going to be completely different. And they do. And look, Chris, there were some coaching decisions, and you know this LSU roster, that Jay had to make, and he rolls Zach Cowan out there and not Kason Evans to start the game, and Zach Cowan goes out there and kind of what it's been as of late, doesn't have his best stuff, gets touched up a little bit, can't find the strike zone, and Jay Johnson quickly goes to Kason Evans, who was as dominant as you'll see.
Yeah, and listen, I would have started Kason Evans, and I'm not Jay Johnson. I'm not smarter than Jay Johnson. I don't know this ball club better than he does, but I'd have to think moving forward, going into a super regional weekend, if they do get to a game 3, and certainly going into Omaha.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like Kason's your third best arm. I don't think it's really that much of a debate anymore. I mean, you know he has the length of a starter. You saw him go 100 pitches last night, so. Again, hindsight's 20/20, and Cowan's also really, really good, and I think he's obviously going to be a huge piece for down the stretch. But yeah, the bottom line is this: I mean, Kason Evans, that was stuff of legends. In a moment like that, and a situation like that, where you needed a guy to come in and hold the line and give the offense some time to get it together and put something together. And you got to start with Ethan Fry offensively. I mean, he's seeing a beach ball right now. Really carried the offense for the first, felt like, 6 or 7 innings, and then Luis Hernandez has the 2 home runs, and then Bear Jones, Bear finally wakes up from hibernation, and that was his first, extra base hit since May 17th against South Carolina in the last regular season series. So, I mean, we all know they're going to need him to get going, but, thought it was smart by Jay to move him down in the lineup, I believe the 6th hole, and put him in a different position and just kind of change some things up. But, yeah, all in all, I mean, listen, I felt good about LSU going into last night. I mean, I never thought they were going to lose, but, I thought Ole Miss was going to win too. And then you look across what happened over the weekend, and you see them down 5-1, and I was a little nervous, but really just a gritty, gutsy performance by that team. And, yeah, listen, Jay Johnson knows what he's doing. But, yeah, I would imagine the next time they're in that situation, with all due respect to the other guys in that rotation and that bullpen, I got to think Kason Evans is going to be your game 3 guy. You have to think so.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris, what's up, man? It's Matt Flynn here. Second day on the job, so it's great to get connected with you, man. So you're all things SEC, man, and so like that's what I really want to hit on. So I've kind of been watching, hearing all year how dominant SEC baseball is from top to bottom, really. So how do you how do you break down? How do you talk about all week really? Only 4 SEC teams making it past regionals to super regionals, and not only 4 teams making it, but a lot of teams losing to some teams, small teams. Got Murray State, UTSA, almost LSU. I mean, the emergence of these little teams beating these big boy SEC teams that everybody was just came in with all the accolades.
Well, yeah, Matt, first thing I'll say is it's a pleasure to chat with you. I remember you were one of the first quarterbacks I remember watching as a young SEC fan. So really good to talk with you and hear from you. But, no, I mean, listen, yeah, it was a rough weekend for the league. I don't think there's really any other way to put it. And I want to keep that in perspective when I say it because I don't think it's as bad as we may feel like it is. I was looking back at last year, guys, when the SEC got 4 teams in Omaha. Only 5 made the super regional round. I mean, this year it's 4. So, we're not that far off. Unfortunately, we're only guaranteed a max, or I say guarantee, we're only possible a maximum of 3 SEC teams in Omaha because obviously Arkansas and Tennessee play each other.
Yeah.
So, but I think when you look at the way that it happened, the number 1 overall national seed loses. They become the first ever not even to make it to their regional final, that being in Vandy. Texas, who won the league, obviously they lose to UTSA. Ole Miss gets outed by a 4 seed Murray State. You got Florida and Alabama that both travel to mid-majors. Granted, again, they had to go on the road, but you felt pretty good about them. They both get outed as well. So, I don't want to overreact, but I don't think it's an overreaction to say that it was a bad weekend for the conference. I think really, truly, I mean, you get 13 teams in the field, only 4 of those teams advance. Guys, you have 8 hosts.
Yeah.
And only 4 hosts make it out alive. It's just there's a lot of parity in the game of baseball, but no doubt it was it was a little bit of a tough look this weekend for the SEC. And I mean, listen, the 4 that made it, I think, are 4 of the best teams, and they were 4 of the best teams in the conference all year. But certainly some of those top dogs that you expected, and I didn't even mention Georgia, who got walked off by Oklahoma State and lost in their home field too. So yeah, it was a tough weekend across the board, but that's one of the reasons we love baseball. It's just truly unpredictable.
Chris, you had the thing that always happens to me anytime I'll have a take, I'll have this. I'm like, they're not there yet. They're not ready. They're not fraudulent, but close to fraudulent. And you had that kind of with Vandy baseball, and then they go and they win the SEC tournament, and you had to do the whole, okay, I was wrong. Actually, you were right. You had it right the whole time. They just kind of got hot in Hoover. And I'll be honest with you, Chris, we can't look at Hoover as anything that we can use, I think, as this major talking point, because I had so many Ole Miss fans in my DMs when they beat LSU, and I'm just like, guys, you realize how LSU played that compared to how you played it. But hey, I got to give you credit. You actually had Vandy pinned. It's just everybody wanted to throw hate at you because they won the SEC title in Hoover.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like, Jacob, after they won that SEC tournament title and they were the number 1 overall national seed, and I was pretty vocal about it earlier in the season. I didn't say obviously fire Tim Corbin, but I just kind of felt like, hey, there's a certain style they want to play, and it's an old school mentality, and it's just in today's game, it's just hard to win at an elite level that way. And kudos to them. I mean, the way they finished up, and again, to be the number 1 overall national seed, I wanted to make sure. I mean, I'm a big believer. Listen, we all, and I know you guys are too. You make your predictions and you give your takes, but more than happy to tip the cap when it's deserving. And I mean, they deserved it, but yeah, unfortunately, and I was told by some Vandy folks that, hey, kudos to you for doing that, but let's wait and make sure that wasn't premature. And unfortunately, their worst nightmares were realizing it was premature. So, there's some really there's some really sour feelings today on the West End and Nashville as a whole, because this is a Vanderbilt program that, they're kind of like an LSU from the standpoint success isn't judged off being a number one overall national seed or winning the SEC tournament. It's about, at minimum, making supers, going to Omahas, and competing for national championships. And that's the game of baseball. It's just like that's for these top-tier programs, that's what you judge your season off of. So, yeah, and then you mentioned, Jacob, I agree with you. Hoover is just its own thing. It's a totally separate, there is no, I don't know that you can really, include it in the equation of what you're going to do or not do in the postseason. Think about it. The two teams that were in the championship in the SEC tournament, they both got knocked out in their own regional. So what good did it really do to play that deep into the tournament anyways? So, there's just no perfect rhyme or reason with it. And, again, I think when you look at the teams that advanced the Supers, like LSU, Arkansas, and Auburn, you could argue those were the top three teams in the league. And then Tennessee, they were very inconsistent up and down, but we know that they're capable of being one of those top 3 or 4 teams in the league from a talent perspective, from a pedigree perspective, head coach, Tony Vitello. So, the teams that made it very well, I think all 4 to win a national championship, but I think it's like, is it a bigger storyline, the teams that didn't make it? That's what we're talking about today.
Chris, I'm going to ask a question, and this, I'm not hadn't been the biggest baseball guy. Our listeners know that, so I'm letting you know that before I ask this question, because I don't know kind of the landscape of the SEC coaching from top to bottom right now. But in most sports, if you got a lot of expectations and you have a difficult and disappointing ending, there's some coaches' seats that start to get pretty hot. Do you see anything like that happening based on weekend results?
No. I'm trying to think across the landscape. I think the one that was going to happen already did with Chris Lemonis, and I think they made a great hire over at Mississippi State with Brian O'Connor, just from a pedigree perspective, a guy that's won a national championship, a guy that understands what it takes to win in the current landscape, and he's going to get all the backing that he needs. I think State's going to be back up sooner rather than later. But no, outside of that, there's pressure on Mike Bianco, no doubt, at Ole Miss, but he's a legend. I don't think you fire that guy after this kind of season. It's so tough, right? Because there are expectations, and you hold your program to a standard, but it's also baseball, and I don't know that you can really fire a guy because you got upset in a regional. So no, I don't think so, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think. The Lemonis was the very obvious one going into this season that you knew he was on the hot seat. I think everybody else, even with the losses, like Vandy's not firing Corbin. Jim Schlossnagle was in his first year at Texas. Wes Johnson just got an extension at Georgia. He's not going anywhere. No, I think for the most part, everybody else should be safe.
All right, there he is, Chris Phillips, SEC Unfiltered. Man, they do a great job covering not only SEC baseball, but everything in the SEC. Look forward to having some football conversations coming up very soon with Chris. Hey, man, we appreciate the time. Look forward to our next one.
Yeah, Jacob, Matt, you're all the best. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, we will step away one final time here in hour number 1. We've got Kevin Faulk, LSU legend, joining us in about 10 minutes from now. Stay locked in here to OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com. PelicanRoof.com is the website, and it's got an incredible tool right there on the homepage of the website. All right, if you've been thinking about a new roof or a roof replacement, repair, like whatever it might be, all right, over in the top right corner, instant roof quote. It's going to pull up. It's going to ask you, need a roof quote, right? Get your price now. What does that mean? You put in your address, and it's going to get a Google image of your home. It's going to outline what your roof is, what it looks like. It's going to give you an idea based off that. That way you kind of know. You have a starting point to know how much it is going to cost. And you know that with Pelican Roof, you are going to get 5-star service. That's not just me saying that. Look on the homepage, Matt, of PelicanRoof.com.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. 500 plus 5-star reviews. Call somebody you trust. Living in South Louisiana, get your roof fixed. PelicanRoof.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wild.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environment.
Is it going? I don't know. You're looking for.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Makes me want to talk sports.
Makes me want to move my hips.
That's what we get for trying to.
Well, it was a short segment anyway. I mean, look, we had like a minute. I was like, could we come up here and like try to fit something in this minute, or could we let this song breathe a little bit?
You can let it breathe.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, let's not try to force it. You know,
kind of like whisper, like Kevin Faulk.
I do. In hour two, I
30
do want to talk about something that drives me crazy. And I hate in baseball right now. That is a tease. There's something that I really despise.
I'm gonna guess
that
what it is
LSU
in the
baseball
break.
team does it big time.
I'm gonna guess what it is in the break.
LSU does it big time.
Everybody does it, but LSU does it as well.
It'd be your own people.
It's a pet peeve.
Kevin Faulk, LSU legend next.
Off the bench.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Then take it to TRICARE.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, June 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 88 in hour 2 of today's show. Kevin Faulk hops on the show at 8 o'clock. Pikey Kelly in studio at 8:15. Then at 9 o'clock, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show to give us an update for the New Orleans Saints. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, and welcome back in. OTB here on a Tuesday morning. Always our pleasure to catch up with our next guest. LSU legend, Patriot legend, the guy that made me fall in love with LSU football, Mr. Kevin Faulk. K-Faulk, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Ain't nothing at all, Jacob. How y'all doing this morning?
Well, we just had a bad idea of during the break, Flynn and I, because we're 40, you're getting old. We ran up and down the stairs here in this building. It's a 4-story building. So we went all the way up, all the way down, all the way back up. And, my breath's a little short, Kevin. That's what I just did.
Nah, it's not the breath. It's what's going to happen later on, like tomorrow when your knee, your back is going to be like, what the hell were y'all doing?
Yeah, Kevin, we got done, and I was like, Jacob, what? I mean, it's 4 stories here. I mean, it's like a mountain. I was like, Jacob, why both of my Achilles hurt so bad right now?
Even thinking about walking that right now.
Oh, man, Kevin, like I said, man, it's always a pleasure to kind of catch up with you. And obviously we could sit here and we could talk old LSU stories, which, as you know, we'll probably find a way to get there. But I wanted to have you on because, look, you're going to be kind of giving back and working with youth, different ages, high school guys, college guys, pro guys that are trying to stay ready, get ready for the season. And just want to have you on because that is something that, man, I know if I would have had the opportunity to do that when I was growing up, I certainly would have taken full advantage. So kind of tell everyone what you've got going on and kind of what's coming up for you.
Well, yesterday I just announced that I was going to be working with Elite Training Academy with their pros off-season program. It's something that, was in the works for a little while. I started working with Clyde Edwards-Helaire over there, and I love the facility, the setup, the guys, the atmosphere there. It was a professional-type atmosphere. And when Greg approached me about coming and training for the summer, I was like, why not? Stay in touch with the kids, shoot some of the knowledge that I have to them, and answer any questions that they may have about, the game of football, after football, just what to expect.
Yeah, that's one of those things, and I'm glad you mentioned it there, Kevin. Like, all those things kind of rolled into one. Is like what to expect during football, what to expect like right before you make the big jump, and also like what to expect after it's done. I mean, you and I have talked about that before. We worked our whole lives to get to that point, and one day that, whatever that is, will be over. And it's like, well, you got to go find something to do. You got to go, be in the community, and that's not something that we've ever really done because if you don't do it like we're talking about to get ready for it, it's not going to be enough. So you have to do it that way. But then it's like there's this transition period that a lot of us kind of get lost if you don't have a plan.
Most of us get lost.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. I don't care if you play 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10, 15 years. You're going to have that transition is going to happen to you. And like you said, if you don't have a plan in order and set for you, it's going to be tough for you to get back on your feet to understand that life is a lot different than on the football field.
So, Kevin, kind of, talk about maybe your relationship with Clyde. That is something, and Clyde and I, great friends, man, one of the best human beings. But, like, he's in a great period right now where he's getting an opportunity to play for his home state team and play for the New Orleans Saints there with an opportunity in a roster where he can go out there and kind of change the path of his career.
Right. That's definitely a positive for Clyde in his situation and everything. But the relationship with Clyde was built when I first got there as director of player personnel. One of the first things Clyde asked me, man, I need help with my pass protection. And I just lit up. I'm like, wow, okay. Yep. That's what I'm talking about, okay. And we got to work. And, well, like I know, playing in the league, none of us get taught how to pass protect.
Right.
Not at a young age. Yeah, they tell us to go cut that guy.
Right.
Go cut that guy and get it over. Well, when you get to the league, that's not cutting anymore. You can't cut. They don't want you to cut. So we got to work, and he really got good at it. And like I told him, I had the opportunity to watch Clyde play his whole senior year because for some odd reason, we see team that Clyde played the week before after them.
Yep.
And I got a chance to see all of his film, and I was amazed at like how compact he was as a running back, his balance, his contact balance, and everything.
Yeah, Kevin. So I just want like the listeners to know, like I've had the privilege of being around you quite a bit. You've been around the program a long time, and I can tell everybody like firsthand, like you're one of the most like selfless, humble, such not a me person. You're all about making a difference with the people around you, and like that's what I respect so much about you. Like this, truly one of like the legends of LSU, a great ambassador for the school. So like, tell us right now. I know you've been working with the school. Like what is your like current role within LSU with the players, the current players right now, or where what you've kind of been doing with the team in the past couple of years?
Well, not with the team. I work for administration right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of speaking engagements, go to a lot of events. Every year I go to the Touchdown Club in New Orleans and speak at the beginning of the year and talk about the season and upcoming expectations for the team and everything. Things like that, but also do a little bit of training outside of that. I actually just pulled up to a high school 7-on-7 that I'm coming to watch right now. Trying to stay involved with it, trying to stay involved with the kids, the community, and everything like Jacob said.
Can you imagine being the high school football team and you got Kevin Faulk just rolling up to help us out, dude? What an incredible journey, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I would. I wish
they probably don't even know though, right? They probably take it for granted, right? For sure.
Nah, not some of them, not everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, Kevin, I do want to ask you. So for LSU this year, and I'm not even trying to get into like names and high school recruiting profiles and all of that, but like in their running back room this year, it is going to be a true sophomore, and it's going to be a couple of true freshmen that get leaned on, get counted on. And I always tell people, like, running back is a position that you can transition very quickly, and you can go from high school to the college ranks, and if you can run the football, you can run the football. Now, if you can't, you can't. I don't care how big, I don't care how fast, I don't care how pretty you look in your uniform. If you can't read a zone run or a gap scheme run, you're not going to find a way onto the field. But Caden Durham, certainly did that a year ago. But when you have like young players like that, all right, at that position, because you've coached the position at the collegiate level, like what's the one thing like you try to make sure that a young running back room, like what's the one thing that you have to make sure is covered, because you don't have a Josh Williams anymore who's like this fifth-year senior in every pressure situation. Well, number 18 was going to go in there last year. Well, Josh has moved on. You don't really have that. So, like, what would be the thing that you think, all right, when you got a young running back room, this is what you got to make sure is taken care of?
I don't think there's anything dealing with on the field. I think it's off the field. Make sure that their confidence is there, that they're confident that they can get the job done. And if they have that confidence in themselves, they're going to be okay on the football field. But you can't take that confidence away from them.
One of those things that probably now it's changed. Okay, so all three of us know this: pass protection. It's changed. Like back when we had Jimbo on yesterday, K Faulk. Like Jimbo was like, "No, we're cross keying everything. We're scanning. Like we are not going to make this easy for you." Like in today's offenses, you can play a younger running back because a lot of times you either free release or you're like checking Will Backer and getting out. Like that helps the calls because you don't have to worry about a freshman not knowing who he's blocking and protecting the biggest asset, which is the quarterback.
Man, when Joe Brady came to LSU and Joe Brady implemented that style of offense, I was like amazed.
Yeah.
And like the back can get out.
Right.
Now, sometimes there is times to where you get caught, but it ain't often if you have a guy that's back there. I mean, I'm talking about the quarterback that understands the scheme and he gets you out of it.
Don't give the quarterbacks too much credit.
I mean, we got to get
Kevin.
all the credit, guys.
Well, I
running
actually
backs.
they have to.
No, look, there is such a huge difference playing at quarterback when you're back there. Like the confidence level you have when you have a running back there that you can absolutely trust, as opposed to somebody that you're like, okay, this guy's batting 500 right now on pass protection, on either knowing his assignment, knowing who he's keying off of, or when it comes down to it, if you can make the block.
Right.
Or at least throw a little bit and give the quarterback a path, right? Give him something to look at, give him something to react to.
Yeah.
So, that to me, when I look at running backs, all running backs at LSU are going to be talented. They're going to be big, fast, strong. They're going to be able to cut. It's the vision you talked about, but being able to understand, especially with a quarterback like Nussmeier. And so, what a breath of fresh air K. Durham was last year coming in and being able to, give us that extra juice running the ball. But I'm hoping that as he gets older, going into his second year now, can take that next step with the pass protection, just becoming that all-around trustworthy back that we can rely on. So, like, Kevin, what's watching Durham last year come in and play? Like, give me your thoughts on him. How do you see his career kind of progressing this year in year number 2?
Year 1, he did an amazing job of just waiting his turn, not pressing, and when the opportunity came, he took advantage of it thoroughly. I think with the pass protection for him, I think we're in good shape. Just seeing him in a couple of situations that he had last year, the technique could have been better, but at the same time, how much are they working on it? Yeah. Because from my understanding, there's a lot of teamwork being done, and to see what I've seen from him so far in the pass protection, I think he's ahead of the game, and I think going forward he's going to be good because it seems like he's the type of guy that wants to learn.
All right, there he is, LSU legend Kevin Faulk, man. Can't wait to see him there training at Elite Training Academy, Burbank and Lee in Baton Rouge, man. And, look, if we could put somebody in that facility to go and mentor running backs, it is Kevin Faulk. So, man, excited to have you on the squad. Look forward to it, and always appreciate our conversations, man.
Always, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kevin, you're the man.
Again, Kevin Faulk, the guy. I mean, that's not lip service. I've said it 1,000 times. Like, I liked LSU football, kind of growing up, but I loved LSU football after watching number 3. That's my core memory of growing up watching football was watching him. Did I ever think we'd play the same position at LSU? Probably not. But, I mean, I went to the Independence Bowl when they played against Michigan State, and just watching him and Eddie Kinnison and watching them live and in person do their deal, that's what made me want to go, try to play football at that kind of level.
Yeah, and it's not just I wasn't giving him just lip service to talk up against. Honestly, one of the best dudes you're going to talk to. Humble. Right. We'll never talk anything about what he did, but just go do the research yourself. If you're someone young right now listening and haven't seen him play for the Patriots, go back when the Patriots were popping off.
And it's one of the things. It's a good point because when he got to the NFL, it's all right. Well, your role's got to change a little bit here. It's okay, well, what's it going to be? It's you're going to be a third down back.
Right.
And at that time, it's what's that?
What?
I only play.
What do you mean
on third downs? What's that?
See me at LSU,
right?
Yeah.
And they had some backs that had done it in the early '90s, and certainly some after K. Faulk, but it's kind of the originator of the first. Hey, you're our third down back. Why? Because you can make any run. We know that. You can catch the football, and number 12 back here, a guy named Tom Brady, trust you.
Yeah.
And you said that.
Yeah, that's the most for a third down back. The most important thing is that your guy trusts you.
Yeah.
Not only from a pass protection standpoint, because that's the number one thing, but getting to where you need to be, understanding the timing of the route, understanding you're not the first or second, maybe not even the third read in the progression.
Right.
But you know what? Every now and then, you got to be the first guy in the progression, depending on what's that. Having the understanding, thinking the same thing that the quarterback's thinking, trustworthy, man. But yeah, just go back. We kind of forget here in South Louisiana that what he did with the Patriots because of what he was and who he is with LSU.
Right.
Like that, what he did with the Patriots is like the second thing we think of, right?
Yeah.
So just, I mean, I was watching I saw some clips of him online the other day, man. I remember watching those growing up. Or I say growing up, he's not that much older than us, but high school, early college, just seeing him balling out.
Hey, we're 40. Let us say watching growing
Yeah,
up. Because everybody says it to us. Chris
I don't
Phillips
know
said
about
it to you.
I'm not 40.
You are whispering
I'm
to
on
40.
the right side of 40.
In what, 17 days?
I'm not counting. Who's counting?
I'm not counting. You are. What week are you out for that? Is that next week?
I'm out next. I'm out next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, actually, it's not
But
as
look,
bad as I thought.
I know y'all are gonna just poo all over me for missing
the whole show, all
Yep.
3 days.
We would never do that, Matt.
Well,
I'll do
no,
that.
we never got Blake Baker to call T-Bob a poodle for missing.
Oh, we
missing
did.
a day. No, we
'Cause
never.
he was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would
That's a
never
good
do
point.
something together.
Yeah, I know. Well, because we're a family, guys.
Yeah.
A 2-day family.
Yes.
2-day-old family.
Yeah.
The wolf pack.
Yeah. And
But
you're,
yeah, look,
you're missing more days than you've been here coming
before
up.
T-Bob ever decided to go off gallivanting in Chicago. I had these trips booked.
With Dave Portnoy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, Dave.
But
Portnoy.
after next week, you're good, right? Like you're.
Yeah, certainly. Like after next week.
Certainly after next week, I don't have any
take
other
any-
trips.
yeah,
right.
no.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Actually, there is one thing else later in the month. I got to go sling some Maha.
Oh, so you're basically gonna work a week off.
Yeah. You're
So
like a
that's not
fire.
bad
You're like a
idea.
fireman.
Is that not what
on a week off
my-
week?
I
On a
think
week
that's
off
what my
week.
contract says, right?
That's what you are. You're a fireman.
Every other week.
I don't think that's what your contract says.
Are you? I gotta.
Do you
go
sleep
reread
up here like firemen? Like when you're on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're installing a pole.
That's the only reason Matt's on Dawn. He only had to work every other week.
I don't think I love you saying you're installing a pole.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure I love that. Not sure I
well,
love that.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Probably works better than the elevator.
I'll never like the other day when we had arms full of
T-Bob
stuff
said,
and
don't freak out.
and all of y'all got on the elevator.
Don't
They're like,
freak out.
they're like, hey, come on the elevator because like we were all taking stuff down to T-Bob's car for him. First time I'd ever been on the elevator here.
Oh my gosh,
First time, and
it's terrifying.
I don't love it. I
Is
like
it-
kind of stopped
No,
and the
it's-
doors didn't
yeah.
open. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool.
Do you know
Yeah.
like when you get an elevator, you look at the top corner, it says like serviced. This is the date.
Mhm.
This is the inspector.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Does it say like 1989 or anything?
It does not say a recent time.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
I have actually looked at that,
Yeah.
and I think it's 2016.
I don't want to be a whistleblower
Sooner.
or anything.
Sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's more recent than I thought.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it
We'll
is.
go look.
I mean, it probably
We'll
gets
go
used.
look,
It probably
'cause-
doesn't get used that much during
Dude,
the
there's
day.
so many people that use this elevator in this building that it makes me angry. I'm like, this is a 4-story building.
Yeah.
You obviously were not
do.
raised by who I was raised by,
Mhm.
because like the elevator wasn't an option.
Yep.
It's like, oh, there's stairs available.
Mhm.
Carry your ass up those stairs.
Sure.
Well, my knees sound
With
like
peace
they
and
have
love
loose
from
change
Joe.
in them.
Loose change.
Yeah, my knees
That
sound
has
like
to
I mean,
be
mine
a
do
loose-
too. I
That
mean,
has
I've
to
had-
be a good
And they,
sign.
Like I've had 4 surgeries on my knee.
You can
but
either
you know what?
accept it or you can
Yeah.
walk up some stairs,
You
get
know
it better.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You-
The
what? You're
elevator
right.
should never be used in this building by Team OTB. Can we
Okay.
make that pact?
I'll make that pack.
Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, I never
go.
used
He
it.
does,
All right,
yeah.
Wolf
there we
pack.
go.
I'll
Wolf
make
pack.
it.
There
No
we go.
stairs,
no
wolf pack.
more elevator. No,
Let's
no,
go.
no
No
elevator.
crossies. No
Stairs only.
elevator. Stairs only.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
you said no stairs.
No, you
No,
said
no,
no
no.
stairs.
I wouldn't make
All
it.
right.
That's not
That
how
is
it
done.
works.
And if we catch you, 25 push-ups on the spot.
Ooh, at least.
On
Girl-
the spot.
At least.
push-ups?
No,
I would say.
you already at there at the
Nah,
block.
I say if we catch you, that's a $10 fine.
In the kangaroo court. Okay.
All right.
All right. There we go. It is done. Again, can't wait to see Kevin Faulk work over at Elite. And speaking of Elite, go to their website, elitetrainingacademybr.com. Flag football, tackle football, indoor soccer, lacrosse. It's all there. It's on the website. Also, summer camps. They've got summer camps right now, summer fun kids camps. It's under the tab right there on the homepage. And, I mean, you're doing everything in these camps. It's not like just sports. It's everything. Like, they are doing different art activities because, like, you don't want to just sit at home. You don't want to veg out there on the video games. No, you go and you be with your friends. You be with other people around your age. And it's a great time over at
First
Elite.
class facility, man. That facility is unreal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And you can also rent it. Like if you've got a birthday party or some kind of event, whatever it might be, a surprise 40th birthday party that you don't know about, but your friends all do, and they kept it from you. You can have that kind of event there. So again, elitetrainingacademybr.com is the website. Go check it out. All right. We've got a bunch still coming your way. Stay locked in here. Almost said Channel 84. That is not right. It is 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
Oh, man. Dos Equis.
Here we go.
This is where Flynn
Dos
thrives.
Equis, baby.
When you start talking about the old Dos Equis, watching a game in which you're down 5-1, what was the only thing that was a saving grace of Dos Equis?
Grab those 2 X's. Baby.
What is a saving grace whenever, you're at the beach or you're at the lake or you're, shower beer, bath beer, cold tub beer.
Yep.
All the above.
Post your first 3-hour radio show. Got some cold sweats going. Dos Equis. Grab that ice cold Mexican lager. I like to keep a nice frosty mug in my freezer. Some fresh limes. I like to slice the limes. Can you just you pinch the lime, right on the top right there.
Look, a couple of Dos Equis are going to be enjoyed in a super regional. That's right. Drink responsibly. Go for Dos Equis.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge here on this Tuesday morning. Hockey Kelly's going to join us, talk a little Golden Cleats Combine coming up here in about 5 minutes from now. Excited
what a cool
about
event.
that.
Cool event.
A very cool event. kind of want to go do it.
I know, right? I know.
It is funny, like, we were talking, like, before, during the break. One of the things, like, will always, like, if there's a ball around, right, you're going to pick it up, you're going to throw it around a little bit. So, like, my soccer background, like, if there's somebody kicking footballs, I'm always like, hey, can I get one? Like, I can get one of those?
Let's see how I
put one through the uprights. Did you ever see the video that we did at the Senior Bowl this last year? Have you seen that?
No.
All right, so it's me, it's Chris Doring, and Rhett Lewis. Rhett Lewis works for the NFL Network, played receiver at Indiana. Doring, of course, played receiver at Florida, and we were kicking extra points. And because, I mean, look, we're all meatheads, and we're going out there. It's like, all right, there's a ball out there. Let's do this. So I'm in jeans and boots.
Oh, God.
But I'm like.
Did you tell it?
No. But I'm like, it's a ball. Somebody's challenging me. Like, I'm going to go out there and do it.
Watch this.
So I was the first up.
Hold my beer.
Whatever, you know. So, I'm in Chelsea boots. But I go out there, first attempt, nail it, through the uprights. Let's go. My man Chris Doring tried 6 or 7 times and could not get it through the uprights.
Right, just couldn't get
extra point.
The height?
Any of the above. Couldn't get it
Mostly
up.
it's like
couldn't
straight
get it in.
hook left low.
No. And then Rhett got a little fat and cocky, and he tried to, like, back it up a little bit, and he never made one.
Wow.
Our producer tried. Dennis tried. He couldn't make one. Our boss, Olivia. So there was one extra point made on the day.
With the boots.
With the boots on.
I mean, makes sense. You are a soccer guy.
Yeah. I mean, you know. And we did post.
You played soccer.
Yeah.
Like before you became like a fat defensive lineman?
No, I was a goalie. The thing is, though, even at 253, I could still pick them up and put them down. Certainly for high school.
I didn't say you were
I'm saying for
unathletic.
like high school, you know. So no, my brother was actually my head soccer coach in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you played until what grade?
All the way through.
You played as a senior?
Played as a senior. You've never heard this story?
No, soccer's during football season, right?
So it overlaps a little bit, and the way my brother would do it, he pushed everything back as far as he possibly could to start the season, and then he'd have to play the first 2 weeks with non-football guys, which wasn't great. But then the football team would come, and we'd play a bulk of our games. But so I had already signed with LSU, and back then, like, the head coach, whoever you signed with, would still come visit you in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were playing like a spring sport, like, they would come in. And I've told this story a bunch on air, but, look, it's high school soccer. It's freezing cold in Louisiana, certainly in North Louisiana at that time. It's January, February, whatever.
48
right,
degrees.
February, March. And so I'd already, signed, committed, whatever, for LSU. And we averaged, dude, like, it was a friends and family deal. I mean, 20 people, right? 20 people at a game. And that's like
some family.
Big time.
Maybe a friend.
So I don't remember how word got out, because it wasn't social media, but word got out that Coach Saban was coming to watch me play soccer. That was going to be his visit. He was going to come to the house or whatever, but he was going to come to that soccer game. Dude, we had thousands of people there, like 2,000 people at this soccer game at Evangel. From 20,
soccer school.
From 20,
known soccer school.
From 20 to like 2,000, right? And so my brother, who was the head coach, made his budget for 2 years based off the gate of that game where Coach Saban came.
Sweet.
I always played goalie because my brother's like, look, I'm not getting beat 7-0 back here. Like, you're sorry, bud. You can run. That's cool. Don't care. I was like, Adam, let me play up top in the second half. We were down 3-0. They were a really good team we played. And I'm like, let me go up top. Let me just come on. Coach Saban's here. Let me run. In 30 seconds, he puts me up top. Corner kick comes in, put one in the back of the net. And I'm just like, doing the old Jordan to my brother. Like, I told you, just let me run. You want to win? Let booby spin.
Let booby spin.
And, yeah.
Did I win?
Nah.
You went straight back in the goal?
Straight back.
Straight back.
We
what
lost.
Do they call it? The box? What do they call it?
Between the pipes.
Between
That's
the pipes?
hockey. I don't know. Between the net. Front of the net.
So, like,
I don't know.
There's got to be a term for this. And
I
why
think it's
wouldn't
in
you
the
know
net.
this?
I think it's in the net.
It's in the net?
Yeah.
What's in the box? Is that hockey?
I don't know.
That's
That's movie 7. God, you stole it. God. What's in the box?
How did I mess that up?
What's in the box?
You stole something from me earlier, so I don't remember what it was.
Bless.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's take this break. We're going to come back talking a little Golden Cleats Combine right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Buying new, leasing, renting, everything is available in all three of those processes. Duh, when it comes to buying new. We understand that. But also, like when leasing, a lot of times, like you'll get one option in one certain class. Like you kind of get this one option. It's not the case. Leasing, everything's available. Like when you're renting, it's like you get maybe 3 options. We got truck, car, SUV. Well, actually, everything is available in the rental department. So if you've got a summer vacation coming up, if you've got a trip, whatever you might need, Sienna minivan, Tundra, Tacoma, call Miss Lisa Sessions today. Get it reserved. It's not too late. Even if it's coming up this weekend, they can have a vehicle for you.
Yeah, All-Star Toyota, new cars, used cars. What are you laughing at? Service. But, man, the leasing program, I have done it. They're incredible, easy to work with. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
State of emergency.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here on a Tuesday morning. I think I might even said afternoon earlier. I don't know. I got a lot of radio shows. This one's in the morning, though. We're up bright and early.
In the morning.
Pocky Kelly is here to talk about the Golden Cleats Combine. Very excited about it. We did this a year ago. The videos are awesome. Can't wait to see how it all plays out again. I believe, first off, welcome to the show. I know we were talking before, but still, thank you for hopping on with us. The 4th year, if I'm not mistaken?
4th year of our event, yes.
Does it feel like, 4 years feels like it just goes like that?
It does, the older I get, for certain.
I know. So he's giving me a hard time because I just made 40 in May, and he's got 17 more days before he hits 40, so he's letting me know that he's still in his 30s.
Look, I got 17 days to talk some trash and call him old.
And you do it very, very often. All right, so this event is going to be on June the 10th. It's going to be at LSU's Football Operations Building. This year is about community, fashion, wellness, and football. It's a great opportunity, and I mean, the things y'all do in the community, remarkable, but like what a great opportunity for everybody just to get a chance to also see what they don't get to see and to go into that building. And it's something as former players, we probably take for granted that, we can go in there and say hello to everybody, but that's something that a lot of people never get the opportunity to do.
It is a unique, this thing kind of originated 20-some years ago with moms asking me to speak, and I'd ask them what their position their kids played, and they go, oh, I don't know. He gets the quarterback. And they would feed him on Thursday night, before the games. And I said, oh, we could do better than that. And so that's kind of how this originated for us and has evolved into, the Golden Cleats. And it's really kind of it got to be a little, there's a lot of guys that would like to be wearing a skirt to get into Golden Cleats. So they can, get on the field and do all some of the stuff that we used to do. But it's another way that we love to engage is, as athletes, how tight your schedule is.
Yeah.
And it gives these players an opportunity to be regular college kids and do something they really are good at and get these ladies going. And both sides of it love it. And that's really fun.
I forgot about that fact is that like the current players do come out and they're like the coaches and they kind of walk through the
team leaders
events.
and stuff and big cheerleaders to get these, the ladies that are kind of like, you're not forced to do every activity because you may have some issues like throwing or a bad leg, but boy, they really enjoy it. And I was sharing with you, one of the ones they always do, people say, well, what do you suggest? I go, when you go after the dummies, don't shoot for those numbers. Those are way too high for you because you're going to go head over heels. And we have plenty of footage to show that.
I was just about to say, like, how many have we had that have just gone way over and they're doing like a somersault into the bag?
Well, like you get there and you're in the middle of LSU's facility.
Yeah.
Like you get to see how like the back scene, the backstage view of everything, and then they put a tackling dummy in front of you, and I can just imagine like first time you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit the snot out of this thing, right?
Yep. And we do mix up like the drills too. Like sometimes there's a kicking, passing, and a motion drill and agility. So it's just fun. And there's everybody there probably has a little bit of competitiveness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the women they start to come in packs. 4, 5, 6 of them, like our team, and it's just a great girls' night out. But it's also a great opportunity to have some fun in a venue that you normally wouldn't get an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and y'all do so much. I mean, the Kelly Karras Foundation, I know, is something that is near and dear to y'all, and y'all have got a lot of different things that y'all work with, and it's another great opportunity to put those on stage as well.
Absolutely, and doesn't matter where we've been. Honestly, there's people in need, and the beautiful part about being in this kind of position and platform is we can be a voice to that and help people. Because anywhere I've gone, there's giving hearts and people that want to help other people, and that holds pretty darn true to Louisiana because they're just really good people.
Yeah.
Here.
Did you know coming like 4 years in, you know it now, but like, did you know so many people had so many like opinions, women about football and how much football they knew in Louisiana?
Here's the passion level is really high and they know their football.
Yeah.
So there are places we've been where the coaches are trying, I said, honey, we got to roll back a little bit. I don't think we need to teach the C gap on the formations. How about we just do this and go forward, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, that's what your level of understanding is a lot more fun. So they're hyped up and they love their football and passionate about it.
They get to watch a little tape, right? In this process?
Yep. And every year we add a little something different. So wellness is being a little more of our focus this year. So we've got local hospitals and vendors that are doing everything from B12 shots, stretching and yoga. And we really urge people to come. The 4 to 6 is not a entire cocktail and eating time.
Right.
It's a lot of our vendor time so that if they want those opportunities, I'm saying don't laissez-faire into 4 o'clock. Try and get there at 4, and then you can really get all these experiences available to you. Because once the program starts, then it's a little more.
Yeah.
Then it's more like coach.
I was just about to say, then
Right.
it's like, hey, this is real time, and we all know what that means. When that whistle blows, it's now my time.
Yeah, so the coaches are there, and they're kind of giving some chalk talk. Are they talking strategy, different techniques
Okay,
for
so
different
it
things?
depends on what, if you're on the offensive
Mhm.
or defensive.
Okay.
And then sometimes we have a group of rules. We have a rule room. You know what I mean? You know,
Oh, yeah, true.
If
That's a great point.
If there's ever a change in rules, then we like to address them.
Yeah.
You know? But it's both educational, and there's the physicality part, and then there's the fun part. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a 4 to 9, and there's plenty to do in that time frame.
That's a great.
It's
the
a great,
rules
yeah.
portion of it. Okay, because we were talking beforehand. I was down in Destin for spring meetings for the SEC, and we had the rules official on with us, and we interviewed him, and it was probably our longest interview. It was like 27 minutes. Because I was like, nah, you are explaining this to me.
Yeah.
Right.
How's this process work? What is y'all's thought process in doing this? And there's so many different things now in college football. It's like, I need to know that rule, and I need to know like every detail of it.
And as a speaker on the mic, right?
Yeah.
That shares your voice during a game.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know that he really understands that.
Right.
I mean, so when I'm listening,
Oh.
yeah, and you don't want to be that guy,
Right.
Because then you're giving out
Yeah.
information, but not really.
Right.
You might be misunderstanding. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's
right.
why I would totally understand that.
Oh man, I if I'm not calling the LSU games and I'm watching a game, if an analyst like gets it wrong, I'm like yelling at him.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I'm
you get on
yelling
the
at
other
him
side
like,
of
that's
that.
not even the rule. What are you talking about?
That happens in my house a little bit.
Oh, no,
Right.
right. Yeah, we take it for granted that we get to watch football from a higher knowledge standpoint
yeah.
of knowing the rules, knowing the strategy, knowing the technique, what people are looking at. We take that for granted, but most people don't have that sense of knowledge, or even the very basic knowledge of.
They have a fan base.
They have a
Right.
fan base.
Fan knowledge.
That's what makes Louisiana amazing in LSU, because they have the passion.
Right.
So for you to create something cool that is for these ladies to go and learn more about the game, but you know what? It's for like an amazing reason and a cause, and you're helping.
Yep,
It's
yep.
just such
Everybody
a cool
wins
event.
in this event.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's an enjoyable event, and like I said, it's shared. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot of give in terms of like, it's a great experience for the coaches because they volunteer their time for this,
Right?
And the players, the players and the coaches get to see each other in a different venue. You know what I
True.
mean? You know, it's one thing to be coaching 18 to 22, 23-year-olds. It's
Yeah.
another thing to be coaching 21 to 70-year-old ladies. That's a new
I
big.
was just about to ask you, kind of like, what's the age
It's
range?
21 and up.
Okay.
But I haven't really looked at everyone's birthday this
But
year.
you get some ups.
We get some ups. We do get some ups, which really
Yeah.
excites me because I'm getting up there too. So
We get it. You're in your 30s.
Yep.
We get it. Before you say it to the rest of us. Yeah, we get that. All right, so if they want to register for the Golden Cleats Combine, kellycaresfoundation.org. You can also find more information there. And last year, it looked like, I don't know what the number was last year, but it looked like it was sold to the gills.
we got to 400 with our
400?
our participants. And
that's awesome.
We appreciate this time so we can get these last but I do need to let you know, I think like 8 p.m. on Sunday is our online registration will close.
Okay.
So if those ladies that are like trying to figure out if they're going to be there on Tuesday, it's a week away, then make sure you get that done this week.
All right, it is a week from today, like you just heard there, June the 10th and Sunday. Yep. Sunday night is the last kind of time to register. We'll certainly continue to hammer it home here on this show. I'm going to see if I can get my wife out there. We'll see if we can get your wife out there. I might just like come, let the wife do it, and I want to bring my daughter. My daughter's not 2 yet, but I want her to go out there and watch mom. She's, watch the old VHSs. That's right. That's how old it is of dad out there maybe playing some football. We got to get mom out there.
Well, I'd be beta tape, just so you know. So take your VHS and run.
Okay, well played.
Put that on the trivia for the kids.
Yes,
What's a beta tape? I don't know.
Either one of y'all back there, you
No
20-somethings. Y'all know.
Don't know what a beta tape is.
It was before Meta, so beta, Meta, it's not the same connection.
I'm familiar with VHS, though.
Familiar with it.
You
didn't have to go back to Blockbuster and turn it in, and if you didn't rewind it, you got like charged $1 dollar or something.
Oh my God.
You're not doing it. That's right, exactly.
I'll go with Katie and Lacey, though, if they go.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I kind of want to go anyway.
There's 3 right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You need to go. I think
I feel like it'd be so fun.
It would be a great experience for you, and it's inside access. I think my favorite part that you don't get a chance anywhere else.
Oh, I mean, you get coverage of the entire facility pretty much.
I mean, you get coached by LSU's coaches and their players.
And the players, and you can see everything.
How many people?
What a unique experience.
I mean, you're right. There's a lot of people that can't come that would wish they could certainly come. So again, June the 10th, KellyCaresFoundation.org for more information and to register. Can't thank you enough. Thank you for stopping by, hanging out with us again this year.
Happy birthday in a couple of weeks.
Oh, thank you very much.
You old man.
17
All right.
days.
We will take a break. More OTB on the other side when we come back on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website to go to, and they are the one-stop shop for all your plumbing needs. Not only in Central and the greater Baton Rouge area, we are talking to you. So no matter what you've got coming up, no matter what the situation is, they can help you out. 225-925-8552, 24/7, 365, weekend, game day, holiday, does not matter. But if you're also looking to upgrade, remember, they can help you there as well. If you want to go tankless, if you want to change up the space in your home, in your workspace, they can help you out no matter how big, how small, what you need. Centralplumbing.org is there. You got to go there, sir. They'll give you your hand signals.
Sorry, I thought you gave me the
3.
Look, seriously, people you trust, people you know, I've used them, so. All right, sorry, guys.
Now you're not looking at my hand.
Yeah. Central Plumbing.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on.
Here's to legends. Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Yes. I'm going to have to get a mulligan on that last one, guys.
Mulligan on what?
That live read.
That was terrible, buddy.
It was brutal.
That's so bad.
I told you. I just had to tell the people in,
If we're
in the
rating
chat.
them?
That was a point. That was a 0.
Yeah.
Your batting average is good, though, because you've gotten a lot of 9s
Look,
today.
I'm pretty reliant on the internet right now.
Yeah.
And it's not working here. And I couldn't find the website. And I'm just completely blacked out. All right? I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. The 9.5 I gave you earlier is, like Taylor said, your batting average.
Okay,
is
good.
You're up.
Good. But
you had a couple 3 for 4 days.
but
Today
look,
was 0 for 5.
Central Plumbing, like that, it's memorable.
Yeah.
Daniel Basham in the chat already said, honestly, next time I use Central Plumbing, they're going to say I recommended them based on that. So,
I mean,
you know.
I missed it. I was so uncomfortable with how bad you were doing. I walked out.
It wasn't.
I walked out.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't
but
great.
I
it
was
was
going
one
to
of
say,
those.
thank you to Pocky Kelly for coming in and talking about the Golden Cleats Combine, but it gave me a quicker out because I wasn't staying here for that 15 seconds.
It wasn't memorable, though, because like somebody's going to be driving and they're going to be like, man, what is that live read Flynn completely screwed up?
That
and
one
like,
that was
Central
brutal.
Plumbing.
Central Plumbing. Go to it. Use them. So that's on me. So usually, like, towards the end of a segment, I start, like, pulling up the website and, like, figuring out, but I was really into this conversation, talking about this cool event.
It is very cool.
I didn't even think about it. So.
All jokes aside, to be able, and again, I know I do, because even my kids do, take for granted going into the facility at a place like LSU and just being able to see
the access,
everything that they have to offer, how it works, going in the indoor, going in the weight room, going in the meeting rooms. What a cool deal. Their 4th year Golden Cleats Combine. Man,
yeah,
to go over the rules. I was just like blown away at like the detail. Like you get X's and O's from the coaches. You get rules like analysts to come in there and tell you like what's the new rules. You get a chance to actually go out there and tackle things, hit things.
Like the pictures are so cool.
Yeah.
Of them running over the speed bags, tackling, throwing, kicking, all the good stuff.
All right, so we're putting our wives on notice. Lacey, Katie, Alondra said she's in if you're in, so it's up to you now.
yeah. Come on, Katie.
Get your cleats.
Don't let us down.
Get the cleats ready.
Would you go cleats? You putting Lacey in cleats? Because I've got a lot of children. I've got cleats of all sizes.
It's true. You do. So we're not there yet.
No.
So we'd have to get.
I'm not gonna go buy. I'm not gonna go buy cleats
no
for
cleats.
this. If you got a 9.5 at your house somewhere,
It's called the Golden Cleats Combine. It's not called the Golden Shoes Combine.
So I gotta find golden cleats then.
No, just cleats.
I would want to be like on brand.
That's true.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah. Remember when Michael Johnson had
The
gold
golden
cleats?
spikes.
Oh
my gosh.
96 in Atlanta?
Like I was losing it too because I was a Baylor guy and he was a Baylor track guy.
Oh, he was Baylor?
Uh-huh.
I did not know that.
I hope my 8-year-old memory is serving me well on that one, but I'm pretty sure he was.
I don't know. Typically,
Sick 'em, baby.
reminds me of the videos of the girls who are all going to these different colleges. And
Fast talkers,
they have all the
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Kaylee, I'm going to sick 'em.
Oh, there's so many different like.
Who was scratching cats?
Somebody scratch some cats. I
Which
don't know
is
who it
awful
is.
saying anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
We got to pull have to pull that video up for 9:15 because Nick Underhill is joining us to talk like real Saint stuff when
Real
we come
football?
back. OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to ktozblinds.com. That's ktozblinds.com. Flynn, I got some bad news for you. The internet's not working.
No, I already pulled it up, baby.
You already got it. Good for you.
Oh, wait a minute.
Go to the website today. Brandon Barton and the team, the best part about them, because you're going to get quality of work. That's why they've been in business since 2004. But the best part about them is when they come to your home, they kind of like take a look around like real quick. I'm talking about like 5 to 10 minutes. They're like, okay, yeah, you need this and you need that, and that's going to help you. Like, they knew my space. I lived in my house for 4 years when they came in. They knew it better than we did immediately. It was, it just blew me away. They've done it for me. They've done it for my dad. They can do it for you.
Yeah, like the internet's probably the most cruel place in the entire world. I'm just pulling up Google reviews. The first one, landed, that was incredible. They did a great job, very courteous and professional. K to Z Windows.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it
Good morning. It's a 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, June 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 88. In hour 3 of today's show, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football jumps on right here at 9 a.m. Then we will have OTB mailbag later in the hour. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. It's Off the Bench.
All right, and welcome back in OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge here on this Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday at 9 a.m., so you know what that means. Going to catch up now with our guy, Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football. Nick, what is going on, sir? How you doing?
Not much. I got a trivia question for you guys. And is Matt on the show today?
Oh, Matt's here. I mean, he is official.
All right, so the Saints do not have a quarterback on their roster that has won a game. They do not have a coach on their roster that has won a game. Doug Nussmeier, Kellen Moore, Scott Tolzien. They have one tie, though, between the whole group. 4 quarterbacks, 3 coaches. Do you know how that game ended in a tie? Anybody there? There might be someone that should know the answer to this.
They've had a tie, but they have not had a win. Which, by the way, Nick, that's a fascinating stat. Oh my God!
I know.
All right, so of the names that you just threw out there,
I know who it is.
So Scott Tolzien was my teammate and Flynn's teammate. So Flynn, I'm gonna phone a friend here.
So you're saying they haven't had a win as a quarterback,
right?
In the league,
but they've had a tie.
Yeah, it's an easy one. 2013 Packers versus Vikings. Scott Tolzien
trailing 20-7.
Scott Tolzien played the first half.
Yeah.
Was it 20-7? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was 20-7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I came in the second half, and we came back. This was Christian Ponder was the quarterback for the Vikings.
Right.
So he comes in the game, and we go back and we tie him. We go to overtime, and then we just pillow fought.
Why did you not start the game?
I just got back.
Oh, you just got back.
I was with Oakland, got cut, went to Buffalo, and then they had signed me. So there was Seneca Wallace started for Aaron after he got hurt, and then Scott.
Seneca Wallace.
Yeah, Scott actually. So Tolzien had like one of the sickest spin moves for a touchdown as a quarterback you've ever seen in that game. And so we tie the game, and I meet Christian Ponder in the middle of the field, and we look at each other, and we're like, I guess we tied. All right, good game, I think. I don't know.
But, what a pull, though. What a pull. That's fascinating. They don't have a win, but the fact that you pulled a Scott Tolzien started game that ended in a tie there. So, great trivia question. Maybe a little worrisome / troublesome for the Saints moving forward, though.
It's kind of impossible to have like 4 quarterbacks on a team, no wins, 3 that played in the league.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, they got Taysom, who has 7, but he's not really a quarterback anymore.
True.
So it's just it's like an unbelievable circumstance. I think the brain power in the building is unbelievable, but it's just kind of weird that like they got one tie and it's a Matt Flynn accomplishment more than
let's go.
6 degrees of Matt Flynn.
6 degrees of Matt Flynn. Yeah, I guess that. Like, let me follow up on that. So Scott Tolzien, quarterback coach for the Saints this year, has had really cool career. He's been with kind of the Mike McCarthy coaching tree, of course, with the relationship in Green Bay playing for Mike, and then in Dallas. And so have you been able to interact, seen the interaction? Like, what have you heard coming out of him? Because he's got a big job this year. Of course, everybody that you just listed, head coach, OC, and quarterback. But Scott Tolzien is going to be the guy with these guys every single minute of every single day, breaking down every single practice film and the first line of coaching these guys. So have you give me your opinion on him and what you've seen so far.
Yeah, he looks good so far. I mean, it's kind of refreshing a little bit to be around him too. Like, it's just been kind of like a weird just quarterback setup, like just the whole offense in general. Just I don't know, like just these guys as a group from top to bottom. Just like the intellectual curiosity, the way they talk about the game, the way they approach things, kind of seeing like a like refreshing, interactive approach, maybe a younger approach to kind of coaching. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was kind of more like stuffy the last couple of years. Kubiak offense changed a little bit. In Janoko, we've seen some of that, but I don't know. Tolzien just he has the experience. He speaks from that place. He kind of leads the group in a way that you kind of just see it a little bit. For us, it's the most evasive interview of all time. It got canceled like 3 times. He eventually talked to us, but I just think he's smart, and I think he sees the game the right way. And I think these guys are responding to it right now too. And just the speed that we're seeing Tyler Shuck develop with, like, you know, obviously he comes in, he's an older player, 26, going to be 26. You know, you kind of expect that a little bit, but like the growth practice to practice, like, I've been around some of these guys coming in. I was in New England when Ryan Mallett was there, Jimmy Garoppolo, Garrett Grayson down here, just going Jay Kaner, Spencer Rattler, going down the list. Like shucks, like practice to practice improvement, I think is something that kind of stands out right now. And some of the stuff, I'm hearing from the players out there, the last practice last week, they did red zone, and like they're saying that was the best practice he's had so far. They said he lit it up. Players are like excited about him. And, I just think, the first time we went out there, it looked like stuff was happening kind of like really slow for Shuck. And I think you kind of expect that first OTA practice. I guess it was his third, but, by the time we go out there, it's practice 6 for him the second time, and you see the improvement. And then, you're hearing that there's more happening behind the scenes. And I think that just kind of probably speaks to the quality of the coaching and how they're bringing them along and breaking it down. And Tolzien is obviously at the forefront of that. And I think he's a really interesting guy too, because, if they have a good offensive staff, like that's the position that's probably the launch pad on this staff for someone to go on and move on. I don't really see Nussmeier. I don't know. I think he's probably going to, stay in his role. But that could be a good launching spot if they do have success here. So, I think he's kind of like, outside of the Kellen Moore and Staley, I think he's kind of the most interesting guy on the staff right now.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when you said that it was refreshing to see the coaches kind of talking ball, like what will work, trying to build and create this offense based on what they're seeing. Like what you don't want is a coach set in his ways being like, no, this is how we're going to do it. I don't care the skill set. So like that, to me, Saints fans, that's something that's really refreshing and like cool to look at, especially with 2 young quarterbacks, which brings me to my next question. Like I've always thought that the progression in the jump from year 1 to year 2 for a quarterback was the most important in the career. So you got a guy, Spencer Rattler, who came in and had some moments. I've always kind of been a guy ever since he was in college that thought he had a skill set that he could make it in the NFL. I don't know if it's a long-term starter or what, but I've always thought that he could make it. But he had some moments last year, kind of put in some unfair positions. Really, I mean, the team wasn't great, the offense wasn't great. So like to me, the jury is still out. But I saw things that gave me hope that he could be a good starting quarterback. But that year 1 to 2 jump is so important for an NFL quarterback. Like, how has he been at practice? I've heard good things, but you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I'm excited about what he can do. And the other thing last year too, just kind of the situation he was in, it almost felt like they just ran out of steam, like coaching wise, halfway through every game, because like there's only so much you can overcome. You can only hide being down so many offensive linemen, so many receivers, quarterback Alvin Kamara's not out there. And it's like they would throw everything at it, and then it would hit a point in the third quarter where it was just like they got solved, and there was just nothing left. And I don't think that was necessarily a Rattler thing. I think that was just part of the situation too. That Kubiak could only overcome like 7 starters being down for 30 minutes it seemed like, and that was the expiration on the time, and then it would fall apart in the second half. But you see the growth, like it's just happening for him like so much quicker. Like everything's on rhythm. 3-step drop, back foot hits, ball out. Like, Shuck, it's back foot hits, kind of processing a little. And that's the difference between year 1 and year 2, I think, with these guys. And it's not like he's just like dinking and dunking either. Like he's attacking like aggressively, but taking what the defense is giving him. Decisions seem very sound. Like he's carrying himself much more confidently. You see him kind of, stepping up in a little bit more of a vocal leadership out there on the field, which I like to see. And, man, I think you just see the chip on his shoulder too. Like it's immense. Like he knows that they're trying to replace him. It happened to him in college. He lost his, stature and identity as QB1 in the nation to Caleb Williams. And, it's kind of a repeat of the same story here. And I think he's drawing off that experience and is handling it much better. I think part of the reason he was a 5th rounder is because when that happened, he kind of, his emotions kind of dictated how he reacted to it. And I think people looked at that negatively. And I think this time he's just taking it as a challenge while still leading his team and, kind of embracing what's going on. I'm sure behind the scenes, he's probably pissed off and extremely motivated by it. But I think he's just handling it, in a much more mature way. And I'm really encouraged by what we're seeing at him. I think when push comes to shove, like, they're already trying to, obviously replace him. They picked the guy with the 40th pick. they want him to be the starter. But I think Rattler's like fighting hard. He looks good. He does. He looks really good right now.
I'm curious, like, what they're looking for in their starting quarterback. Quarterback coach, coordinator, head coach, all going to be in the decision to who is a starting quarterback. But, and you're right, like, it does feel like Spencer Rattler has raised his game. We know he's got the talent. That's why he was talked about being a first-round pick early in his college career. I'm curious, like, what's going to be the thing? Like, because you got a rookie quarterback, a second-year quarterback, and a third-year quarterback, okay? So you don't have this veteran quarterback that you can kind of lean on. Everybody's kind of – for the most part on the same level, certainly with Tyler Shuck being the age that he is. So, like, I'm curious, and I'll ask both of you this, like, what do we think they're looking for? Like, what is the thing that they want to get out of their starting quarterback that's going to decide this battle?
I'll defer to Matt on this one.
Well, that's the cool thing about having a new head coach, right?
Yeah.
And a young staff like this, at least from like the offensive standpoint and directly with the quarterbacks, you don't really know. Like, we know what kind of offense Kellen likes to run.
Right.
But he's never been the dude in charge of making all
Not
the
like
decisions,
this.
right?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'll coach whoever you want to play. But now he gets to make this. So you really don't know the exact things they're looking for. But any head coach, if you're picking a starting quarterback in the National Football League, you're looking for a guy that is what you just kind of explained, Nick, on how Spencer's, both of them are really looking. But you avoiding the mistakes. Being able to take control, a guy that everybody, when they get in the huddle, they trust, and they feel that he's going to make the right decisions, and the skill guys feel like he's going to give me the ball. If I get open, this guy can get me the ball at any point and make the right decision, right? Offensive line. This guy's the guy that can get me in the right protection that I can be successful. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be individually successful, and a lot of it rides on the quarterback getting you in the right position, getting you the ball when you do your job, and being confident with it. But at the end of the day, not making mistakes. So those are big broad terms. Those are broad strokes. Sure.
But Nick, I'm curious too, like, whoever wins the job, like, what's that leash like? You know what I mean? Like, how are we all in? Or we're like, hey, we're going to go through some lumps. We're going to go through some growing pains. Because, again, the fascinating part to me is everybody's young and talented. They got young, talented guys, but there's nothing to, like, say, hey, you know what? Remember a couple years ago, Spencer went through this. He found his way, and he turned it all around. When you don't have that to lean on, like, you're wondering, okay, well, if Spencer doesn't have a great 2-game stretch, are they going to go to Tyler Shuck? And if Tyler Shuck's not – like, that is what I'm curious about. What are they looking for in their starting quarterback, and how committed are they going to be to that quarterback?
Yeah, I think that's the most fascinating thing. And then just like as far as this battle plays out, like how soon do you make a decision? Because you look at it last year, Derek Carr threw 267 passes in team drills in practice. Like, if you split that up and you're rotating, you're down to 130. Yeah. He threw 60 to Chris Olave. Rashid Shaheed missed some time, so Carr only threw 18 passes to him. Like, you get some injuries in camp and you're rotating, and now guys are going back and forth. And one day you're throwing to Chris Tyree, and the next day you're throwing to Chris Olave. Like, I would like them to just kind of settle into something early. And if it is Shuck, I hope they just believe in whatever they saw that made them draft him at 40. And once they see it, I hope they kind of shift that way and go all in towards it, because it should just be all about the development, and it should be about embracing the inconsistencies. And if Shuck's your starter and he has 2 bad games, I don't think you just pull the hook out. Like, I think you just kind of got to ride it with him. And I think part of the season, too, should just really be about finding out what you got with these guys. Because, look, if they're not good, and you're drafting top 5 next year, or even if they are good, you should still be evaluating them against the top. If you're picking top 5, you should be evaluating them against Klubnik and Nussmeier and Sellers and, whoever the unknown quarterback is that we aren't talking about yet that's going to end up being a top 10 pick. I think that should be the whole thing. But whatever you liked about him, whatever, led you to draft him at 40 and say, this guy is better than Spencer Rattler, he's going to be, we believe in him. I don't think that you should just do the battle and play it out through 3 preseason games just because you feel like everybody is owed something. I think you owe it to the team if you see something to kind of lean into it. I mean, look, you guys can speak on that better than me, but I just think that getting that timing down, and just if you're all in on if it's hey, it's August 7th, or you go through the first preseason game, Shuck looked amazing, he looked great all camp, all right, he's going to get start 2, and we're going all in with this. I just think that could be beneficial to, the possibility of success during the season if you settle that as soon as you can.
One more thing that I certainly want to ask you about, Nick, before we let you go, and of course we're catching up with our guy Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football here on OTB. The offensive line. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We were curious what they were going to do because you had, 3 first-round tackles and you had a first-round guard, and like how are you going to all mix it all together? Well, Trevor Penning has been repping at left guard, and so if that is something that ends up being the deal, you're going to have 4 first-rounders and a second-rounder on that offensive line. And it's something that, again, we speculated. Would they move Penning inside? Would he play guard? It looks like, man, there's a real opportunity for him to do that. What does the offensive line look like to you if it ends up being Penning at guard? Where are we going to go, like, left to right now as we sit here? Like, I know it is June the 3rd, but if you had to go left to right now, what does it look like?
It looks like Fuaga, Penning, McCoy, Ruiz, and then Fuaga at the other end. Did I say that backward? Banks, Penning.
Yeah, right.
On the left.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I'm probably the most unreliable narrator there is on Penning because, like, I've doubted him every step of the way, and he's figured out, last year how to be decent. I never thought he'd be fit for guard, but I guess, like, I could see the theory on it. If everything works out, it makes sense. You put him in the phone booth, you put the bumpers on him, you put a good player on each side. You let him be big as hell in there. Hope that he can be quick enough to pick up on the inside moves, and you get in the run game and he can go out and maul. Like it does make sense in some fashion, but like just watching him throughout the years, like it just feels like when things happen fast, it's a problem for him. So I don't know what it's going to end up looking like, but if it works, I mean, man, like the theory of this line, if Banks is who we think he is, if Fuaga plays a little bit better than he did last year, gets back on the right, gets some continuity on the line, like their offensive line last year, their starters, the starting 5 only played 20% of the snaps together through the whole season, which, I think that's really hard. Like you're trying to do combo blocks and all this stuff. Like there's no communication. There's no nonverbal communication. It just seems like a recipe for disaster. So if they get some continuity there, they get their starters playing, I don't know, 58% of the snaps, something like that. I think it helps a lot. And if those guys are all decent, I think they could have a really good offensive line. But I think health is really like the biggest part of it. Last year, using that number 58%, the 8 teams that had their players play 58% of the snaps on the line all made the playoffs. It just, if you can keep those guys on the field, and you have a whole mess of first rounders and a great second rounder, man, like if they play up to their potential, like the bar really should be for them to have like a top tier unit in the league. Like the investment is unprecedented almost. The Eagles are close, but they got their Hall of Fame tackle in the 7th round, which is better than a first round investment. But like not many teams like have invested like that on the line. So it should work out. And if it doesn't, I mean, I think the spotlight shines on everybody in the organization, top to bottom. Like there's just too much there for it to not be a good unit by default.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. He is Nick Underhill. NewOrleans.football is the website. At Nick_Underhill is the handle there.
Hold on, Nick. One word answer here, and we're going to hold this to you. Hold your feet to the fire. Prediction.
All right.
Way too early prediction. Game 1. Who's the quarterback?
Shuck.
There it is.
Oh, I thought he was cursing because you asked him the question. He said, "Shuck."
Ah,
got you.
Yes.
Okay, there he is.
This is a family show.
Hey,
easy, Nick.
Nick, I can tell you this. All right, so I've actually been talking with Tyler Shuck, and we've been like going back and forth about getting him on the show. And like every time I talk to him, he's like, "Hey, man, I'm in the facility," or like, "Hey, I got to go to the facility," and it's like late at night. And so I don't think that's lip service. Like, he is doing everything he possibly can do to go win that job as a rookie.
No, we've been going through the same thing, and he's just like, I'm too focused right now. I'm doing this. So yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like I think he's locked in. I think he's doing everything he can. And before I go, no gas, no sucking up here. Like Matt, I'm happy you're on here, man. Like I always thought you were one of the more interesting players I ever covered and interviewed in the locker room. So like I'm excited to hear what you got to say every morning.
Yeah, thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And looking forward to talking to you every week.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Chop it up.
All right, Nick, you're the man. We appreciate it, sir. Look forward to next week.
Yep, take it easy.
All right, you as well. Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football. He pretty much just said you're a weirdo.
Basically. Thanks, Nick. Just kidding.
Yeah, when I interviewed you, that was
just
real
kidding.
weird.
That was very nice.
No, it's
I
very
appreciate
nice
it.
of him.
Yep.
Very nice of him. Just wait till you prove him wrong.
Let me tell you though.
What?
What?
Let me tell you what.
Nothing.
Spencer Rattler, when he said might be playing pissed off and a chip on the shoulder, let me tell you, that's a very powerful thing. So it wouldn't shock me one bit if he did end up being a starter and had a good year.
It is something that I know that you used in your career.
Yeah.
I used in my career.
The good ones do.
Actually, let's take a break. I do want to talk about that because it's a great point that you made, the first one so far. I want to talk about that when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
That's setting the bar way too high. Way too high for yourself, sir. Gordon McKernan, injury attorneys, man. We love being on the G team. GetGordon.com is the website. There on the website, you can speak with an online agent. You can check out cases they can handle for you in the courtroom. You can check out past client results right there on the homepage of the website. Now, you also know that the number is your area code, no matter where you're at in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. But also at Get Gordon on all major social media. So we're talking, Facebook and Instagram and X. You'll see what they're doing in the community throughout Louisiana. Again, from Shreveport to Lafayette to Baton Rouge to New Orleans to Monroe, like they are every corner of Louisiana. GetGordon.com.
Yeah, things happen. Stuff happens in life. After an accident, have someone you trust and a legal advocate that can make all the difference. GetGordon.com. Be a part of the G team.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wild.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
I don't know if I recognize this one.
Oh, I do.
You do? What is it?
Wait, you don't know this song?
I don't think I do.
I'm shook.
You're shook?
Yeah.
Your core? You're shucked?
I was about
I'm
to say,
shook.
God, you stole it.
Yes.
You gotta be quicker than
I
that.
was drinking my coffee. I was like, shucked. Couldn't. You know this song.
Wait, what is this? When's the chorus hit?
All right, tell him who sings this song, and I'm gonna explain why.
Pussycat Dolls.
Okay.
You know who that is?
Trash band.
Nah, they had some hits
Did they?
back
Their
in the
lead
day.
singer
Nicole.
is one of the panelists. Is that
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
call panelists
She's like a
on-
model now, too.
I think I
right?
know
Masked
that now.
singer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What?
Masked singer, like mask. They were the mask singer. You have seen that?
Oh.
They were like costumes. and you had to guess
That
who
shit
it
was
is.
terrible.
It was like an athlete that was
watched
one.
Keenan Allen was
Keenan Allen,
one.
that's one
Yeah.
I
And then
remember.
Jordan Mailata with the Eagles.
Oh yeah, because he can really sing.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't
Nope.
like Rudy Giuliani one of them? One of
The mayor of New York?
I think he was.
Wait, a
funny.
judge or a singer?
A singer.
Was he?
I think so. Look it up.
I don't.
All right. So I do want to make this point because you made it, and it's a decent point, not a good one, but a decent one.
Take it.
When you were talking about Spencer Rattler, and knowing that they brought somebody in to replace you, and what that can do for you. There's two things it can do. It can either make you crumble because you're so insecure, and you're like, oh my God, my replacement's here, I'm done. And I've seen a lot of people at LSU, in San Diego, in Denver have that feeling. Or it can piss you off. And it can bring out something that you've been missing. Now,
And being pissed off is such an extremely powerful motivator, or just like you said, it can crush you.
It can. And I'm just giving you my example, my career. I always felt like no matter if it was at Evangel or LSU or even San Diego, somebody was always like brought in to replace me. Like even at Evangel, like that's why we joke around, but like I was playing D-line and linebacker because like there was a daddy ball situation and I couldn't get over to running back and I wanted to. And that was my fuel there. And then at LSU, we all know they brought in 5-star after 5-star
They
after
did not
5-star
want to play you at all.
running back. Like they were like, we're gonna force the 2-star bow-legged white running back to prove us that he can go out there and still be the starter. But that fueled me. Now, that didn't mean I was a bad teammate either. I was still going like, hey, my boys, Richard Murphy, Charles Scott, Keelan Williams, Stephen Ridley, and go on and on and on.
Dudes.
They were my boys, and I was going to be the best teammate I could. I wasn't going to be that guy that's like, I'm not helping you. You're trying to take my – no, I'll help you, but I'm still going to keep my job. You're not taking it from me. You can have it when I'm gone, and I'll watch you, and I'll cheer for you. And, hey, when I'm tired and I pat the top of my helmet, you can come in and get a couple carries for sure because you're good.
Yep.
Right? You're going to help the team. If I'm not at 100, like come in here and get these carries. Like there's a way to be pissed off and go about it where you're not a bad teammate too.
Yep.
So I had that situation. When I was in San Diego, they bring in fullbacks all the time. One of my boys, Patrick DeMarco, who ended up having a long NFL career, they brought him in. They're trying to replace me and Tolbert with him, right? We brought in a guy named Frank Summers. They tried to – every year that happened, and I loved it. I'm like, who y'all bringing in? I loved if they were working out like H-backs on a Monday morning when I came in. Who's on that field? Oh, they want – okay. It takes you to another level if you can get there. If you can't, they're going to take your job. But if you can do that while still being the best teammate, being good in the locker room, not being a cancer, just realize like, hey, if I'm Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuckman, I am glad they drafted you. That's what I needed, but this is my job. Now, we'll watch film together. We'll break down coverages together. I will help you. You'll help me. That's fine. But just know this is my motivation to be the guy.
Yeah, and for Spencer Rattler to go through the things he had to do last year, being such a depleted team, such a bad team last year, And for the court of public opinion that actually like thinks he still got a shot, when he did all that as a starting quarterback as a rookie, means that he's got something to him.
Yeah.
He's got some juice. He's got potential. People see it because there was those flashes. Okay. When you talk about the Saints drafting a second-round pick in Chuck, a talented guy, people are going to get caught up in they drafted him to replace. They drafted him to be the starter. No, they drafted him so they could have a good starting quarterback.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the last name Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
If it pisses the other guy off enough to be the best guy, it was a great draft pick.
Yeah.
Great draft pick. I said this about, I'm going to bring up the Packers a lot, but when the Packers drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah, they know.
Okay. They didn't, of course, they drafted like a long-term replacement. But I say the great ones always use it as motivation.
Yeah.
What did Aaron do after they drafted
Had a massive year.
I think 2 MVPs in a row.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
In the twilight?
Yeah.
It's a motivator, and it's powerful. So, like I said, they drafted a second-round pick to have a good quarterback.
Yep.
Doesn't matter which one it is.
Right. In the front office, they know that. Like, okay, well,
No
we
doubt.
just want
It's a great-
good starting
great pick.
quarterback.
Right.
And so, like, I know there's a lot of people, there's a lot of fans like, man, you drafted this guy 40th overall. And maybe it is Tyler Shuck. But if it's not, just know that you're getting the best version of Spencer Rattler as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think Jake Hayner's in this conversation. It's Spencer Rattler. It's Tyler Shuck. It's those two guys.
Like, when I got drafted, they picked the second rounder quarterback, and they picked me in the 7th round. Now, the common person out there would have been like, all right, well, the second rounder got paid all this money. 7th rounder didn't get paid any money. And so you make him the backup. And if you don't do that, then like you just wasted $2 million or whatever it is, whatever he got paid as the second round.
Yeah.
Not really. It's the same. You spent the money already.
You're not paying anybody anything right now at
we
that
got
position.
this guy for nearly nothing.
I
And we
mean,
paid, exactly.
You got peanuts right now into Spencer Rattler.
Peanuts, dude.
So it's going to be a great competition. I don't know what the overall look's going to be for the New Orleans Saints. The roster's got more issues in vogue. Without question, it does. You are so thin as far as your weapons. At receiver, running back's better than it was. I like some of the people you've brought in through the draft, through undrafted free agent guys. I like Clyde being there. Receiver is so thin, man. You are like one injury away from having guys off the street, having Uber drivers again like you had last year. Defense is a little bit older. So the roster is what the roster is. But I do like the fact that you've got a quarterback competition that is going to be a real competition.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to drive each other. You have a veteran, even though he's a rookie, because he is older. It's not a joke. I mean, he's about to be 26 years old. He gets it. He understands it. So he's not going to pout throughout the process. Spencer Rattler's not going to pout throughout the process if they're doing it right. What we're talking about. If you pout, you lose.
Yeah.
It's
It's cut and dry.
you're not going to be there.
And it doesn't sound like it. It sounds
No,
like
it doesn't.
it sounds
That's
like
what I'm saying.
For Saints fans, like it sounds like the good part of this is happening, and they're going to push each other. I'm excited. We're not even Saints like fans over here.
No,
but we're going to give them the best shot.
Oh, for sure.
But you guys listen and know Jake and I we'll call them out pretty quick.
Yeah,
we'll get them.
What is funny though is like you did play for the Saints.
I did. Finished the career. Saints was the last helmet I ever put on.
Me too. I was in camp with him. Yeah, I was in camp with him, and I said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna stay at the house."
Yeah, I'm good.
They were going there, so I'd been to mini camp with them, and they were about to go to the Greenbrier, and I'm sitting there, and I got 3 young kids, and I had moved my family all over, and I had that feeling of, my guy, you're done. And when you have that feeling, you have to pay respect to football. If you're not all in, you don't need to do it. It is a sport in which if you half step, you'll get exposed real quick. And they were great, though. I called them. I was like, hey, here's the deal. They're like, we totally get it. We totally understand. Wish you all the best. And they brought in another fullback, and it was what it was. But, yeah, we both finished with the Saints helmet on.
That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. You wore 3, right? Cajun Cannon's number.
Number 3. Really?
Didn't you?
I was 3, yeah.
Yeah, it's Cajun Cannon's number.
All right.
Yeah. I thought you were saying really like I wore 3?
I mean,
wore, guess
no
what number
telling.
I wore?
41.
Okay. Alondra, guess what number I wore with the Saints?
18.
I wish I could. I couldn't. At that time, it was only 20 through 49.
Oh, okay. 20 through 40? 22.
20 through 49.
22.
Okay. Tay-Tay?
26.
Oh, gross.
Gross number.
44.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice fullback
Okay, that's
number.
a fullback number.
Fullback
I like
number.
44.
Definitely a fullback
Yeah,
number.
I was 44. That's what I was going to be.
I've heard those Saints camps used to not be much fun either. Like back in the day. I heard it from a couple of different fullbacks, actually.
That what?
That Saints camp was not much fun like back in the
Oh,
Sean Payton days.
even mini camp wasn't fun. It's like, hey guys, we don't have pads on here. Like,
Yeah, like-
we're good. Like, if we're setting the tempo, that's fine.
Yeah.
But is this the tempo?
Yeah.
Okay, it is. Let's go.
This ain't college.
Oh, 20, 30 ISO over and over and over again.
Let's go.
But
Inside run. Let's go.
if you had a good block on ISO, Sean Payton would give you a fullback belly the next play.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. All right. We're going to step away. So here's what we're going to do the last two segments.
Oh, I got a tease.
I was
still
going to
have a
say,
tease,
real
right?
quick, he did a tease like last hour and we never.
Got the people.
We forgot about it.
The pet peeve that LSU
Pet peeve
baseball
that
does.
LSU baseball does. I answered it in the break, remember?
All right.
Yeah.
You'll have that. And also we'll have mailbag / ask the bench. It's kind of the same thing. We'll have that to end today's show.
Let's do it.
Off the bench.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Buying new, leasing, renting, every single thing is available. The one thing I always encourage our listeners to do, Matthew, Clayton, Flynn, is to go check out what they have available because, so for me, I do have, we have a big family. And you would think like the midsize Highlander wouldn't work out for our lifestyle. But it does. It is great. It's a midsize SUV, but you don't realize how much room you have, certainly in the third seat option. And we have captain chairs as well. So it's easy for my youngers to crawl back
Easy
there
in,
and just
easy
walk
out.
in. It drives so smooth. You can bebop around town. It's not an oversized SUV. But the best part about All-Star, if you want a full-size SUV, you can go get the Sequoia. They have everything that you possibly can want, buying new, leasing, and renting. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We in the car, we ride slow. We doing things that the girls don't do. The boys stare, we smile back. All my girls in the rainbow Cadillacs, yeah.
From players to legends, Hester and Flynn break down LSU football like only champions can.
Yo. Welcome back. Is that what you're looking at?
No, I was like,
welcome back to OTB.
No, she was playing a song for you. She wanted you to.
I was gonna see, like, I was so
You knew this
mind blown
one?
that you didn't know.
Dolls?
No,
So the Pussycat Dolls are just a blind spot for you, I guess.
this isn't Pussycat Dolls.
Okay, go ahead.
Who is this?
This is Danity Kane.
That is not a real name.
Yeah, it's Diddy's band.
Yeah, it's Diddy's band.
Danity?
Yeah, you know Audrey O'Day or wait, is that her name? Aubrey or Audrey? One of those.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't
She
know.
was in this band.
Danity?
Danity
That
Kane.
is not a real person.
That's a band.
That's the
You're
band.
right.
That's the name of the band.
But what
movie
I
do they
can't believe
reference
y'all don't know
Danity
this
Kane that
song.
you would have seen?
This
There's
song, this song is trash.
What?
They should put this in a red trash Rangers dumpster.
Wow.
This song's not. It's not trash. Showstopper.
What movie? There's
Art
a
is
movie
an
you've
eye of the
seen
beholder.
where they reference Danity Kane. I can't think of it right now.
I was gonna go in a
You
whole
don't know
deal.
that. You don't know what
Such a
movies I've seen.
specific thing.
Well, I mean, he's seen it. I promise. Like,
Well, but how do you like? It's so specific. Like the movie that they say Danity Kane. I wouldn't be able to remember that.
Nobody's casually playing this song.
They used to be
And they're like,
back
oh,
in the
this
day.
is a good song.
Back in the day, they used to be.
Lyrical
Flynn, what
geniusness.
song gets you on the dance floor, sir? Like if you hear it and you've had some cold pops at a wedding, you're like, Lacey, me, you, floor now.
I mean, when you say wedding, you just got to go with just the classic little shout.
Oh my
Wow,
God!
that's-
How white?
That's
are
very
you?
white.
Jesus,
Dude.
Mary, and Joseph.
You play shout at a wedding?
No.
And I dare you.
No.
To not
Shout?
get a little bit lower.
Yeah. You and 17 grandparents are going to be out there.
Yeah,
With
literally.
your canes and walkers.
Let's go.
Let's
Hope you got tennis balls on that walker, sir.
Yeah.
Shout?
Well, that's
That's
first one I
crazy.
thought of.
That's
That's
the
your.
white-
That's what. Yeah.
That is the whitest this show has ever been, and that's with Taylor on it.
right. That's crazy.
You're telling me you're at a wedding reception.
Yeah, you can
You're
go,
about
yeah.
responsibly about 9 to 10 pops deep.
Responsibly. I don't think you'd get to 9
and
if you're
shout because it doesn't play till the end. We're not playing shout early on.
I didn't say
we're playing at that. So
Shout's
you're
about
saying
halfway through,
yeah.
I think.
it's playing, and you're gonna go
It's not-
find a stand up round table in the corner, and you're just gonna. That's when you're gonna eat your orders.
I didn't say it wasn't a good song.
You're not gonna get out there and get a little bit lower now.
I don't know. Hispanic weddings are way different than like we don't
Again,
play shout
there's
at
a lot of
weddings.
I think
bangers
shout,
out there,
but
okay?
shout like might start the night. It's not the closer. It's
not the
Trevor
closer.
Hoffman.
It's not starting any. It's at the. It's maybe it's not the
It's
end.
the relief.
Okay, it's when you
I'm not
actually
starting
want
with shout
people
out either.
to get on the dance floor. Because you get there, no one starts out on the dance floor. You got to get a couple people trickling in,
And then they
Yeah.
do
I
the
know.
then they do
Yeah.
the
Me and
the
T-Bob.
groom and
Yeah, you
mom
do all that
dance,
stuff.
the father
You
and
do all that-
bride.
maybe
yeah.
maybe after the announcements and all the scheduled dances.
I'd say
maybe
about halfway
then you
through.
throw a
About
shout.
halfway through.
You throw a
Shout's
shout
a good
then.
one. Yeah.
That was one thing T-Bob
Yeah,
and
relief.
T-Bob and our wives as well. All four of us like to get out there. Katie had a birthday party one time at the house, and it was like us four basically for a while until everybody's like cold pop deep enough to join us.
Yeah.
Also at the gala that we just hosted for U High, it's kind of like the same situation. I was like, all right, us four are going to be out here. And shout out to all the U High parents
Let's
because
go.
those
They were out
people
there?
were ready.
Let's go.
They were ready to
Let's
throw
go.
down and have a good time and get on the dance floor.
Let's go. Well,
I'm trying to think.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you throw me on the spot. I got to throw a song.
Shout
out
is
there.
crazy.
There's a lot. It's not crazy.
It's crazy for
We're,
you.
we, the more we talk about this, the less crazy it's sounding to everybody in here. Okay. It's just the first one that came to my head, and it's a banger.
That was like when Grant was like, "Smooth" by Santana.
Do not put. No.
Smooth by Santana is kind of a
banger.
banger. I mean,
It's not kind of a banger.
Rob
It's
Thomas,
definitively a banger.
Give me a little bit of Smooth by Rob Thomas.
I got you.
And Santana.
Perfect summer song.
I think so too.
All right.
What did you tease earlier though?
Yeah.
We never got to
LSU
this.
baseball
bothers you.
Well,
I'm going to start out by saying this. My thumb's bleeding a little bit.
Okay.
Pulling your fingernails.
I got this little, so I got a little blood
pulling?
because my fingers hurt a little bit.
Oh,
so
hit.
Which is kind of like my bridge transition to what is my big pet peeve in baseball right now. I'm a radio guy now. Okay, I can whine about my finger bleeding.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You know, you could put on that if you were trying to prevent your finger.
Yeah,
from
maybe
bleeding.
I should come and do radio with sliding oven mitts on. Like, what are we doing? Why does everybody putting these stupid mitts on?
They never had those back in
Protect
the
your
day.
hand
From
sliding
what?
head first, from breaking your hand.
Don't be a baby.
Also, it
I'm
does
with you.
make it extends that hand a little bit longer than it normally is, so you can.
I cannot stand them. It's a weak look.
Never needed them
It's
before.
a beta look.
It is bad.
It's a beta look.
I don't like the double.
The double
mitts.
oven mitt is
But I do
beyond
do
brutal.
understand putting it on your throwing hand too, to protect the throwing hand.
I don't.
No.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I get it. Okay, well let's not hurt our fingers. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Just slide like people have been sliding for over 100 years.
Right.
Normal. Don't break your finger doing it.
Ricky Henderson never had
I'll
an
tell you
oven mitt
this,
sliding.
like, or if you break your finger, put some dirt on it.
Just
Rub
put
some
some
dirt
tape
like
on it.
Jay Slavulet
Like, what are we
did.
doing?
Yeah,
He broke his hand.
yeah.
Still DH'd.
Like it's
It is like you weren't
bothers
allowed
me.
to even like complain about a broken finger when I was.
No, dude, it's a finger.
Put
Get
the
your
little-
ass back in the game.
Get the little silver thing at Walgreens they sell and put a little tape on there.
Yeah.
But you don't just deal with the raspberry on your hand that you get from slide. Like, just
You need the Ronnie Lott.
Right. So
you need the Ronnie Lott.
Cut it off.
So Taylor, your explanation was the only thing
It does
that
do-
can make
it does do that a little.
lengthens- So well, that's performance enhancing at that point.
And as,
we got to make a
as
rule.
Bradley Del Pivito would always tell us, if you ask anybody in this room if you could add an inch, would you? He's talking about splits on punt team, guys. What are y'all talking about?
That splits on punt team.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Sliding oven mitts.
Exactly.
yeah.
On that note, we'll take our
It's
last
weak.
break of
It's
the
weak.
show, wrap it up with a little Ask the Bench right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
Don't tell me an inch don't matter. Don't tell me.
I'm Bradley Del Pivito.
All right. An inch matters in punt protection. You could add an inch. Everybody in here would. It means something. So does Go Tommy's. And GoTommy's.com. Tommy's windows, doors, and siding, where you'll clearly see the difference. Go to the website. Check out what they can do for you. A little gallery of work right there on the homepage. Click on it. It's going to pull up all the incredible work they've done. Man, all they do is win awards. They are the best of Baton Rouge, according to The Advocate. They've been in this game for such a long time. I mean, Angie's Super Service Award, you go all the way back to 2016. It's year after year after year. They're basically like Fred McGriff when he used to do the infomercial late at night, like back to back to back to back AAU champions. That's Tommy's.
Go Tommy's.com. Don't take our word for it. Take the internet's word for it. Call them 225-250-8808.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
I just noticed in this camera, look at the baseball tan.
That's legit.
Wow.
What movie does this song remind you of?
Whoa.
There's no movie that it reminds me
This reminds me of Blades of Glory.
There you go. Bingo.
I think of
Chaz Michaels is
that
Big
Kanye
Stadium.
song.
One song,
Boom.
and one song only.
That's what but I think of the Kanye song because of that. I know, like,
Nobody knows what it means.
It's
but it's
provocative. What
provocative.
does that even mean?
Mahomes.
There's not a dumb film from 2004 to 2016 that Matt can't quote word for word.
Yeah.
Well, look.
And I mean that like in
So,
a term
in
of
most
endearment,
of
like
them
a dumb fun movie.
A lot of them are Will Ferrell. So the two most underrated, or one of the most underrated comedies of all time to me, one is Blades of Glory. That's one of them. But the other one is The Other Guys. Anybody?
Great movie.
A great movie.
I think
Great.
I have seen that
Most
50
people
times.
bad reviews at first. I had so many friends that are like, went to the theater, I hated it. But I made them watch it again.
So
Oh, yeah.
Second time's much better.
God, it's incredible.
Second time is much
No,
better.
I agree, 'cause, like, I
Grandma's
remember-
Boy, one of the all-time. We used to, you and I, it was you that
Grandma Boys
that we liked in college,
Unbelievable.
right? Okay, that's what
Yep.
I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Ask the bench, favorite movie quarterback.
Can I go TV show as well?
I mean,
Matt
it's-
Saracen, Friday Night
Matt
Lights.
Saracen.
No, it's Jonathan.
I mean, there's
Moxon.
only one
Movie,
answer.
yes. Movie, yes.
That's what he
TV
said.
show,
Favorite movie quarterback.
TV
Yeah.
show, Saracen,
Yeah,
movie.
Moxon movie, and then
He's the stop.
Love
like
Matt
Nah,
Saracen.
I say F that.
I like a
I
I
say
like
we
a
play
Shane
next
Falco.
30 minutes. The next 30 minutes.
Yeah, I say F that.
I like a Shane Falco.
Shane
I like the
Falco is
lefty.
great.
I like the lefty.
So
being a lefty.
So Shane Falco.
What about Johnny Utah?
Another.
I mean, same guy, but
Yep.
different quarterback.
Yeah.
Willie
no,
Beeman's
Shane
good.
Falco's
Ooh,
incredible.
Willie
Yeah.
Beeman.
But none of
Willie.
them are as good as the Johnny Moxon. Jonathan, excuse me. Brown University.
I don't
grad.
want your life.
Off the Bench.
All right. It's going to do it for today's show. We'll be back
Internet's
same time,
down
same
again.
place tomorrow. YourGoodwood.com is the website. When you go to the website, you'll find a full list of things they can help you out with. All right, a full list of services right there on the homepage. Also, pricing is right there on the homepage of the website, and you can book your consultation right there on the homepage of the website because, look, there is no reason for you to not fix whatever is going on with you. As Rob Van Winkle once said, If there was a problem, I'll solve it. That's basically what you're going to get with Goodwood. But you got to make that consultation, Flinner.
Got to do it. If there's something wrong, fix it. All right? Super confidential, state-of-the-art treatment. YourGoodwood.com, 225-443-9663.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land.